Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Super Old Game Saturday on the Super Game Boy tonight. Yeah, it's Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and this is where you want to be for classic gaming goodness, badness, anyiness, or whatever it is, as driven by your memories of the game, your discussions in chat, and the games you want to see. Tonight, we got a game that you want to see, and I'm going into the Super Game Boy menu quickly to change a couple things, including my controls, as well as the border for this, because we did Super Mario Land back in November. We're playing its sequel. ElecVerse wanted to see all three of the Super Mario Land games. We're definitely going through them one in a row, or one at a time as it is. We did Super Mario Land last year, and tonight we are doing, with the nice cinema view as far as the board I'm picking this time, Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins, which came out on October 21st, 1992 in Japan for the Nintendo Game Boy, and a couple weeks later for the United States. So yeah, that does mean that this is the 30th anniversary of the game. It definitely is a nice enhancement on what Super Mario Land from 1989 already provided. And definitely kind of going a little more traditional as far as Mario, because that one is definitely a very weird case. And like that one, this is developed by Nintendo R&D 1, which meant it was produced by the late great Gunpei Yokoi and was directed by Takahiko Hosokawa and Hiroji Kiyotake. Hosokawa was the director of the Wario Land titles, as well as the designer of Metroid 2. Samus Returns is the 3DS game, although, actually, that was the remake of Metroid 2 Return of Samus that he also did direct, as well as Metroid Other M and We Play Motion, while as Kiyotake was the director on Tetris DX for the Game Boy Color, as well as Metroid 2, and he co-directed the Wario Land games that came after this, particularly Wario Land 1, which was the third Super Mario Land game, and the Virtual Boy Wario Land game, which is probably the best game to ever come out on that system. So if you have Virtual Boy, or I guess a feasibly way to do emulation on that, yeah, Wario Land on Virtual Boy, cannot recommend that one highly enough. Yeah, tonight we have Mario's case, and it goes with that because this is the first game that Wario appeared in. One thing I'm also going to do that I forgot, change the color board. They do give you a default for this game and for some of the games on the original Game Boy that came out before the Super Game Boy accessory for the Super Nintendo, which is what we're using to play this. They do give you a default palette for some of those early games like this one, like Metroid 2, like Super Mario Land when we played it. So I think the first run of that game we did when we first started that, or played that back in November, had that. They default you on 3D. I'm on 3B, honestly, because although there's not a full color palette for this game, this does make it look really, really nice and pretty close to that. And as we saw last time, you can also do customizing of the colors as it is. But there also is a deluxe version of this that was actually a fan project, where they basically gave a full Game Boy Color Redux version case for this, where they put it in full color, and they also did this for Super Mario Land 1, I did not mention that when we played it. And they did put it onto physical cartridges. I saw when I was looking for the eBay prices on this game, see how much does this game generally run, about 15-20 bucks, and it is on the 3DS's Virtual Console for about a couple more months, yeah, till March of next year. Yeah, so yeah, that is not a cheap, or it is not a unaffordable one, or it is an affordable one. It's not expensive, thank God. There's definitely more expensive games on Game Boy than this. Yeah, we're definitely going to be getting our Mario perspective on portable and fulfilling viewer request. Sorry it took a little longer to get to this one, but I think it's because the last game we did for viewer request, which was Wario's Woods. So yeah, last week I forgot that, oh yeah, we had Wario on the show already playing that. Yeah, well, we did that at the beginning of May, but now we're at the end of June. But yeah, every month, as I've said, we're going to have a viewer request. I'm pulling something off the master list of what you want to see. And there we are with the nice cinema view, so feasibly as the regular crowd shuffles in, yeah, you could be feasibly on the screen down there. I'll put pictures or point arrows when people appear for this, as far as chat appearance anyway, when I do the edit in a couple days. But alright, with this, there is one thing I do want to do a little unique. We're seeing the demo of this, and I want to wait till it gets back to the main title screen. Because one interesting thing about this game, well, there are a lot of interesting things, actually, about this game. We'll definitely get into this. And personally, I think this is a game that is an improvement over Super Mario Land 1, which is already fun. But here's the thing. You saw the demo there. But while you're on the title screen, you hit up and select. Yeah, here's the demo, but I'm controlling it. You're hearing, maybe, I'm pressing the jump button, running along. So yeah, you can play the demo if you press either up and the select button, up and A and B, and up and select and A or B. So take your pick as far as that. You basically play the demo for about a minute without sound. So yeah, you can just show off the idea of, okay, if you've seen attract modes of games and said, hey, they don't know how to play it, yeah, why don't you do it yourself instead? And get locked that way. Well, I think that's because, yeah, after a minute, it stops, I think. But yeah, so you can play the demo. You could feasibly get yourself killed, and you have to wait until the timer runs out, or in this case, I guess it freezes, and then what'll happen is we'll go back to the title screen, or I'll just hit the start button, or... Wait a minute. Oh shit, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to reset the game then. I didn't see this happen on my test play, but... Alright, that's a good sign, I guess, but it's a cheat. You can feasibly just play the demo as you want, but if you hit the Y, B, and the start and select buttons, do reset, and you see it looking a little weird that way, but... Alright, with that brief element, let's get started. Yeah, you have 3 save slots of the cartridge for this one. The number means the number of exits you found. The way we're going to do this, by the way, just to give you a little bit of a preview before we start, we're going to play through every level of this game, as requested, because, hey, when I get a viewer request for the show, we're going the whole way. We're not going to be skimping on anything. And so that means we're going to go through every level, but this is an interesting Mario game in the sense that you get to play any of the 6 worlds, of the main worlds anyway, in any order you want to play them. So, what I decided to do for this one is that, chat, it's going to be your decision how we're going to play this. There are going to be a couple levels we have to play just normally, including the final level, the first level, and an extra level that's kind of on the path as we go along. And we'll probably do that one after the intro level. But for each of the 6 worlds, because we have to get all the 6 golden coins to open the castle in the middle, I'll show that in just a second, yeah, you get to pick them in any order you want before you go to the castle. So yeah, chat, it's going to be your choice. Whatever order you want to go, we can go. Alright, so here's the deal as far as the save case. You can also hit the clear there and turn to Bomb Mario and bust your save file, so yeah, it gets deleted. Yeah, but I have 2 of them set up here specifically. This is the one I was running for practice, but I have 2 set up specifically because at the end of this, I do want to show off one last thing, which has to do with the music, which was by Kazumi Totaka. We've mentioned him before on the show and showed his work off with games like Luigi's Mansion and Wave Race 64. As later we'll do Yoshi's Story at some point, but and he was also the voice of Yoshi in that game started with that one, and also music for Link's Awakening. There's his theme, Totaka's song. It is in this game, and I have to get a game over and stay on the game over screen for 2.5 minutes. We'll do that at the end of the show, but to start, we're going to pick a file to get this ball rolling. Alright, let's go down into B. And here is Mario Land. If you hit the Y button in this case, or B button if you're running Game Boy itself, you can move the map around kind of like Super Mario World. In fact, it's very much like Super Mario World. So you're seeing all the places that you're going to go around with this wonderfully cheery music. It's getting even more cheery when I go into the first intro stage through that mushroom house at the center there at the bottom. So yeah, here are all the places we'll go, and it goes even further off than here. I'll just say that. For those of you who haven't played this game, if you have, I think you know what I'm talking about. As I said, any order you want to do these worlds in, chat, you tell me and we'll do them. But yeah, here are all the places we're going. We have to get all the 6 golden coins in order to go here. This is Mario's Castle. This is actually Mario Land is the name of the area. And what happened was, this is a sequel to Super Mario Land, as we had before, where Mario went to Sarasa Land to deal with Totaka and save Princess Daisy. But while we were out doing that, Wario, who makes his debut in this game, showed up and said, yeah, I'm taking his castle over. I want my own castle. Mario came home and realized, oh, wait a minute, I got kicked out of this. So we gotta get those 6 golden coins to open the front door and get it back. Alright, so with that, we're gonna start. As I said, we have 2 levels to go through that are... I have to go speedily for that. And then, any order you want to go in any of the other worlds, tell me, we'll do it. Hey guys, hey ElecVerse, good to see you tonight for Super Mario Land 2 6 golden coins. I know you wanted to see this. And thank you for providing this for the viewer request for June. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're gonna have a good night tonight, watch the show, and are doing well. Yeah, we are starting with the art opening level, and also showing that we're gonna do the opening level, and we're gonna do this level right here. But as I mentioned, as thanks to you for suggesting this, I think just because we can do it with this game, because it's very open, you tell me whatever order you want us to play, or me to play the worlds here. And we're also gonna go through each of the secret exits as well. So yeah, for the purpose of that, there you go, just let me know as we go along, as we start the first level, running through with this wonderfully cheery music. Oh man, it's lovely. And it is such a great game. Yeah, feel free, chat, and ElecVerse. Oh, as I run into the Goomba and die. Alright, there you go. Not such a good start. But there you go. Yeah, let me know any of your memories with Super Mario Land 2 as it is. I know last week you were saying, yeah, you had to dig your 3DS out feasibly before this. I'm going to assume it's like with Super Mario Land 1, which we had a very good time playing last November, that, hey, you played it there, and hey, good, because you have it there. Okay, but I've had to deal with a stomach virus. Oh, I am sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better. I'm sending my best to you, and if nothing else, thank you for showing up. I mean, look, I know that, hey, if you're not feeling well, like, hey, you just want to kind of sit, relax for that, I get it. I had that happen a couple weeks ago, or actually about a month ago almost now. when I was not feeling well. But I do appreciate you stopping in the show. But as I said, also, hey, if you can't make the show, the archive is there. As you once said, thank God for the archive, we have it. But, hope you're doing all right, and hopefully this will be a good, I guess, happy return of sorts to a game that I guess you said you had experience with. Oh, I'm feeling better now. Oh, great. Fantastic. I just want to make sure to that. You're like, hey, I'm not feigning my caring. As I said, I've said that multiple times as we go along. Hearing this wonderfully cheery music as we go along. And you do have, when you're a big Mario or Super Mario, you have the spin jump from Super Mario World. You hit down on the D-pad when you're jumping to do it. But also you have a couple other different things, like there, the star. Feeling a lot better. Fantastic. Yeah, you get the star, you run through enemies, and hit the bell to get the checkpoint. But you run through enemies, you see the number go there, and you go after 5, they eventually will give you lives. You're not going to have cases where your lives are going to be a problem, really, with this one. I will see a doctor on Wednesday for that. I get that. In fact, actually, I have the same thing going on for it. I'm taking off work for the purpose of that. So, yeah, definitely helps to just keep yourself going and healthy and all that as you're having a good time with what we're seeing here. Yeah, as I was mentioning, you have hearts in this game that are your lives instead of mushrooms. But you do have more of the traditional enemies, and they do die with one hit when you're doing a spin jump. But yeah, unlike the other ones, when you get 100 coins, you're not get a life in this game. That number down there with the enemy there, that's 10. As you kill up to 100 of them, you get an item at the end of it. If you hit the bell at the end of the goal, that's the end of the stage, you get a bonus game. And time the crane game going down, so it's like the preview to the trendy game from Link's Awakening. And if you hit the button right and it goes down on the item, just got it. Alright, fantastic. You got the carrot, which is the big deal with this game. I believe this is the only Mario game that has this, but chat, correct me if that is not right. You get Bunny Mario by getting the carrot, and you can fly around. And, as I said, whatever worlds you want to go to, as far as them, feel free to tell me. You can tell this is inspired by Super Mario World. Yes, you can. And as I said, any one of the levels you want to go to next, let me know as we go through the first of the, I guess, sort of extra stages, and also show what's going on with the way this game is working. By the way, you run around with the B button, or hold the B button to run, move left and right for it, and jumping is on A, but if you hold up and A, you do a higher jump. So yeah, in that case, you also have the bunny hood and get crushed by the block. Yeah, so I'm definitely not doing well to this, or being reckless. Although, to be honest, because of how many lives you can get in this game, getting a game over is not going to be that big of a deal, or really much on the menu, but watch. I'm going to feasibly make it happen, although I actually have to make it happen anyway on purpose, because I want to show off the Totaka song, hidden element in this game later. I want to see Toyland first. You got it. We will start at Toyland. That's a good choice. And if it goes to, I guess, in my case, because here's the thing, I'll say this, feel free to go in your memories on this one. I played this late. I played this in 2007 because I didn't have a Game Boy initially growing up until Game Boy Color. That was 1998. I had Game Gear to start. But a lot of the games I played on Game Gear did have, like, Toylands in them, particularly not Castle Illusion. I played the Genesis version of Castle Illusion, though there is a Game Gear version of that. I played Land of Illusion, which did have a Toyland as well in it, so I get the sense that for a lot of portable games, maybe that's the idea of, you know, having a kind of a small toy, portable element you're running around with, kind of reflecting that with the toy world, and we're definitely going to start at the toy world for sure. And you with the Fire Flower, you do have fireballs going on. It's not like the other game we have the Super Ball, but it works more like the Fire Flower you used to. And get to the level, you're good. And these do count as exits, and you just said that is very much like Super Mario World, so what we're going to do is, but unlike Super Mario World, I mean, Super Mario was sort of open in the sense that you could go to a bunch of the worlds you would like, but you kind of had to open them first, whereas in this one, you don't have to. And also the cave over there, we'll go there a little later. That is for bonuses. There's Turtle Zone over there. There is Mario Zone. I guess when you're saying the Toy Zone, is that, I would think that's the one, am I right? Because there, we do have the selection of where we can go is Tree Zone, Space Zone, Macro Zone, Pumpkin Zone, Turtle Zone, and Mario Zone. I believe this is where you want to go. Correct me if that's not right, but yeah, here is Mario in, I guess, robot form. So yeah, I guess he is the toy case. Did you see that with the, like the crank key there? I saw that when we did Luigi's Mansion a little bit as well, as far as the Clockwork Knights. Yeah, here is the start of Mario Zone. As I said, we're going to be going through all the extra, or the hidden exits, but actually Mario Zone does not have one. So we're just going to go through, have a nice time going through the nice gears. It definitely is nice to see this and to get a sense of what's going on. Also, yeah, since I had the platform going on there, it was kind of getting my fireball going upwards. Yeah, definitely a good choice for it. I played this with 3DS. I never finished it. I was going to this week, but the idea of playing a small screen with a bad stomach was perhaps a bad idea. Well, maybe so, although, feasibly, the other thing is that, I don't know, I guess we talked 3DS to certain degrees before, and at some point, I do want to try and figure the the capture device case, but they cost a lot of money, and I know you have to kind of send your 3DS off to get service to get that installed. I'll look at this, and this is what I meant. Okay, fantastic. So I just want to make sure I picked the right. It's like, hey, I want to make this like Shadow the Hedgehog in the sense that, hey, you want to go to a world specifically to start, we're going to do it in the order you want. Because, hey, we can do that, and it is interesting to have a Mario game that lets you do that. So, I get that. So, I guess for 3DS, in your case, what model of 3DS do you have? Do you have, because the 3DS I have is the 3DS XL, the bigger one, which I guess for something like this would feasibly make it that you could feasibly see it a little better on the bigger screen, but I also get that idea of, when you have a portable system, it is a smaller screen. Actually, it was interesting doing this when I was doing the test play on my lunch break. It's like, I have the Game Boy Color with me, my coworkers are saying, wow, what a blast from the past to have one of these things. Like, yeah, holding on to this thing with its sort of cracked screen, but it still works just fine. So in that case, it was interesting, and I kind of had to get used to the way the controls are working. I had the original Aqua 3DS, so the kind of small one. Actually, Nocturne is the same one, and she was saying the same thing, kind of in reverse in the sense that she likes that it's a smaller size compared to how the XL is concerned as far as, like, the size of the system in her hands. But that being said, the idea of, you're right, a smaller screen to that, although a little bigger than how the Game Boy itself did, the Game Boy Color anyway. I'm trying to hit these because I want to try and find some items, but I did screw up the bunny hood going away, or the bunny outfit. And you can do the spin, by the way, on the blocks from the top. So I'm going to do that. No, but I get that idea as well, because it is a bit of a smaller screen, not tiny, tiny, tiny. I mean, it's smaller as far as the Game Boy is concerned. And of course, there are also the units that let you, I guess, play it on television, like the Super Game Boy that I'm using, and the Game Boy player on the GameCube, which actually costs a lot of money now, so I'm kind of happy I have one of those things, and I bought it when I did, which was about 17 years ago. But I get that idea as far as, like, the idea of portable gaming, but actually, it's funny you say that, because, as I said, I didn't play this game until way later, and by the way, you hold the B button on the Bunny Mario power-up, and you just float along, and you can feasibly keep going with it unless you hit those spike balls, which I missed hitting, thank God. I hit the bell for bonus game at the end. Definitely interesting thing as far as, like, the portable case, and actually, I didn't beat this game for the first time until, I guess, I don't know if it was this past week. Well, I'm gonna try and get the 3-up and miss it. Alright, so never mind. But, I think I might have beaten this feasibly before, but I was having a lot of trouble doing the last world as it was, so we'll get there for sure. Yeah, we're definitely getting more of the toy element where we have the bouncy balls in the area, as well as the pig enemies that'll shoot the balls out and you want to avoid them. But I get that idea as far as the portable game, and I guess the smaller screen. I guess something we haven't really talked about that much. I'll go into that in a second, though. I've been playing Mario Galaxy as well. Yeah, for the Wii. That is a great game. Yeah, I do have the Wii version as well, and I also do have the Super Mario 3D All-Stars game on the Switch that has the enhanced version in the sense that it has motion controls anyway on the Wii, but it has controller support, and it also has HDMI, or 16:9 display. Yeah, I'm tripping over my words a little bit as I'm going along, but having a good time with this game. And there's life. I gotta go see if I can't find that. But yeah, I don't know if we've talked really with Mario Galaxy specifically. I remember really, really liking that game. In fact, I do really like that game. You go down here. I'm just gonna find where the item is, which I think is... Okay, it was over there, so I'll go up the pipe there. And same deal as with Mario, you go on the pipes, being up and down when you're on them, you have that. I'm playing the 3D All-Stars version on Switch. Yeah. Actually, in my case, I bought that collection, which, interesting enough, Nintendo decided, yeah, we're gonna make this a limited time thing, and not sell it feasibly anymore, although, despite that, I've still seen it, I guess, overstocked aspects of it in stores, so there are still copies lying around. It's not going for as expensive as I thought it might be when they said, oh, by the way, they're only gonna sell this for 6 months. But I bought it for the purpose of the different versions of the 3 Mario games in there, which were Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. And Galaxy's case was the fact it was 16:9 and had controller movement elements as far as its controls, as well as motion stuff with the Joy-Cons. And you do have some slowdown in this, but not too bad. Hey, it's 1992, so I guess it makes sense as far as it... I mean, I actually love the motion controls on the Wii version, so I don't really have a problem with them for that. But it was interesting to see them running it with the controller option for that, which honestly did make me realize that, hey, maybe the motion control was a little better in the sense that it's not as open movement in a weird way as it was on the Wii, so in some ways it made me feel like it was not as much of a constraint element. And then with Super Mario Sunshine, the thing with that one is the fact that they put the 16:9 to the game and they did do some enhancements, but one thing was always weird on that one, they didn't enhance it to run at 60 FPS, which it did run at when they first showed it off at E3, I think a couple months before it came out on GameCube. Like, I was always confused that why didn't they change that? But yeah, that is definitely a nice collection. At some point, we could definitely show that. And also, the Super Mario 64 case was the fact that was the first US release of the Shindo Pack version that had Rumble Pack support. We did not get that in the US. It was interesting seeing how the Rumble was going. It was actually like Yoshi's Story in the sense that basically if you breathe, it rumbles. You select something on the menu, it rumbles. You move around and hit the ground, it rumbles, and all that. And this was just stuff for that. Definitely a good thing to have and good thing to be going through with that. And we do get another bonus game. You do hit the bell on the end of the level and you get a bonus game. In this case, you have to hit a button while the mice are there. And as soon as I hit the button, they will chomp down on whichever the wires that are there, and then the light's going to come out of the one I hit. And you have a choice, feasibly, if you hit it right, they'll hit it, and, okay, not that way, yeah, they won't go down the wires. But it'll go to the left and right, or go to the junction it has there, and it'll end up at the one at the end. So you're gonna get something, feasibly. In this case, it was just the fire flower, which I already have, so not much to that. Yeah, now we're going to Mario's tongue. I like that, and I mean, to go into the idea of this, you're right, it does have this mechanical stuff, and yeah, there is the soldier and the clowns coming out of, like, that, and the bullet bills, so yeah. It is a toy area, but we do have, like, explosive stuff going on with some of those things, and the mines, you basically ride them along if you don't have bunny power-up. But when it gets to the end, they're going to explode, so make sure you jump off. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed the stuff with that 3D All-Star. Mario 3D All-Stars. It's weird, yeah, I keep trying to remember what the name of it was. And I guess in my case, also with that collection, I'm surprised Mario Galaxy 2 is not in that. But it is something that, yeah, this is a nice collection, and something that's not too hard to find, even though they don't sell it anymore. It was like, yeah, it's good that they feasibly keep selling it. And feasibly, I guess the other thing, I guess, to go with, what could feasibly goes, because I guess when I know ElecVerse you wanted to see this game, you're saying, hey, do these games, the Mario Land games, do they get remembered as much anymore? Which is interesting, because they sold really well, but I think you have a point in that they seem like they might have been potentially forgotten as time has gone on. By the way, also, there is a hidden path for coins. There's nothing as far as a hidden exit there. You use the fire flower to destroy those blocks, but there are coins up there. I do want to get them, because even though they don't give you lives, you can try them in for games that let you get more lives, get tons of them. So we keep going as we're avoiding the bullet bills and have a good time with this great music. I do love that as well. Just this great... It's so playful and so much fun. But I jumped into him, which is not good. In here, the conveyor belt will change directions. You want to crouch, or if you're small, use that as well. Or as we had the minigame before with the crane there, you just jump on that and have it carry you all the way over. And we can jump off whenever you want. You can also feasibly go to the top, but there are not as many items there, and the coins as well. And there's a Koopa Troopa. And there's a pipe here. So let's see what's down here, because actually I was not here when I test played this. Ooh. Alright, yeah, you have to run away from the bullet bills pretty quickly and go back. Ooh. But it was worth going down here for a life. So, like the other Mario games, yeah, you're right, this was definitely, I get the sense, inspired by Super Mario World. But like that one, you have these very creative worlds that you're going to, as well as a lot of hidden secrets to give you a very fun and interesting play for... Okay, I was a little nervous there. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to hit the spikes there. If I don't want to hit the spikes, let me just jump here so I feasibly can live. Because as I said, this is not a hard game, but as I mentioned, I've been dying at areas that seems like it might be, somewhere you shouldn't die feasibly, so yeah, probably should be a little more careful. Also, the other thing worth pointing out, when you're doing running, one thing that's very interesting about this game is that when you're doing running, you're holding the B button, or in my case, the Y button, I'm running this on Super Nintendo. When you run and walk off of a platform, you kind of do a little bit of a hop there. But if you don't run, you don't do that. So, it is interesting the way this game controls in the sense of getting you to, I guess, think about aspects of the physics with Mario, which you can think about in the other games, no question about it. But there's something about the way this is doing it, so like, hey, if I'm running off the side, oh, okay, fine, I missed the bell, but, I didn't know that was gonna drop me, but the only difference for not hitting the bell is you don't play the game at the end, but, there you go. Now we're going to the Mario hat. Yeah, okay, definitely, yeah, the Toyland here, because we got the Lego blocks here. Fitting, I guess, because we have, like, the Mario Lego stuff that's around now. Like that Super Mario Brothers set, which I remember seeing that in stores. It actually looked really cool. I think there is one for Sonic the Hedgehog as well. As far as other things, just the idea of, building stuff with Mario. Whoa, and I guess the crystal spikes there, which actually look more that way with the way the color is, or why the Game Boy, the Super Game Boy palette, anyway, I should say. As I mentioned before you jumped on, there is another version of this that does give it a full color treatment. It's kind of a ROM hack case. as well as N and B, which I'm not sure what that's referring to. Whoa. And a lot of coins down here, if nothing else, but a potential of having to get hit. Oh, crap. Alright, fine. So, yeah, in that case, they do give a full-color version of this, although it was not officially released by Nintendo, and I guess maybe the question is going to be, if Nintendo decides they're going to do Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance stuff on Switch, as has been rumored for almost a year, if maybe they go back and do, like, a color take on this. Actually, kind of similar to the canceled, version of Mega Man Anniversary Collection for the Game Boy Advance. It was actually renamed then to Mega Man Mania. It was going to include the 5 Game Boy, Mega Man games, including Mega Man 5 on that, which costs a fortune. So, if you have 3DS, get those as fast as you can, because they are much cheaper on that than they are on the actual system. Mega Man 5 in particular on Game Boy was like a $200 game. So, yeah, that's the case. But they were going to give them full color treatment for it, but that game, I don't know what happened with that. They just never brought it out. It got canceled, despite the fact that apparently that game did well on PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. And I thought that, yeah, those games are not easy to find anymore. Alright, we got the first boss here. This is, the 3 little pig heads. So yeah, like the 3 little pigs, they're there, and you could throw fireballs at them to hurt them or jump on them. And you can combine them, and yeah, they have like the death sound there from, or like the fall sound, it sounds like from Ghostbusters on NES, weirdly enough, even though Nintendo had nothing to do with that one. Although it was HAL who made the real Ghostbusters 2 on NES in Japan, and unfortunately I got hurt. Oh no, in NES in Europe. It's funny you mentioned Sonic Origins because they're streaming that now, or Twitch is streaming that now for, the Retro Revo channel, and I died. I shouldn't have died to that boss, I'm sorry. The bosses are a lot easier in this game, so I better be, a little more careful. But yeah, and I guess we can go into that because I did buy Sonic Origins this week. It dropped on Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series S, Series X, and PC. And I bought the Switch version. I was watching him before I came here to see this. Oh, well, thank you, I guess, for... okay. I want to look back at that for a second. I looked like I just touched that spike ball and missed hitting it, so okay. I'll consider myself lucky, and thank you for coming to the show this way, at least. But I'm assuming he's putting on a good show of that game for sure. At some point, we definitely show it off. It is interesting, that game, because I bought it on the Switch, specifically because I do have the Genesis controller, I can play with it. And I'll say this as far as what I played of it so far. I think it is pretty good as far as what it was, although there are things with it that are very weird. It's not Sonic Colors Ultimate. It's way better than that, for sure. The Switch did not screw it up, which I was concerned it would. But it does have some weird stuff to it. I did buy the Digital Deluxe version, actually, because Edwack, who I work with, he said, I'm not going to buy this until you, the Sonic expert, tell me what you think of it. I said, okay, I'll buy this. It was interesting, I guess, to see some things about it that were weird. There are some weird things with the collision detection I'm noticing. And also, I noticed... Well, I got him. Okay, fantastic. We destroyed 3 little pig heads. There are weird things with the music they gave as far as the DLC. They have music from Knuckles Chaotix and Sonic 3D Blast Genesis and Sonic Spinball in there. They mislabel the songs from Knuckles Chaotix. I was saying, like, let me show them my Edwack and my coworkers Door into Summer, that great piece of music. I played it, I was like, this is not Door into Summer. I was going nuts. It's like, what happened here? How'd they mislabel that? And as I mentioned also, from what I understand, people said there's some glitches, and even Simon Tomley's come out and said that, hey, the version of Sonic 3 that we traded in to Sega, apparently there was something with the engine that Sega wrapped that in that caused a problem with some aspects, and he's like, I hope that we can patch this thing specifically. So unfortunately, it's not a perfect thing, and unfortunately there's no physical version as of yet. But that being said, there are things that are interesting, and I guess also one other thing that people were complaining about. And feel free to let me know where you want to go next as far as World is concerned. Yeah, they don't have the music from Sonic 3 and Knuckles completely, now do they? Because, yeah, Sonic 3's soundtrack was changed a bit because of the the competition mode music, Carnival Night, and Ice Cap, and what was it? Launch Base. Actually, it's interesting because I mentioned that when we did Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed last year, I mentioned that they announced Sonic Origins, and I said, will they be able to figure that out? And the answer, unfortunately, was no. But I also said at the time, I said, if they can't figure that out, are they going to take the songs that were in the beta, specifically before they had the original songs that came out for the game, and they were also in the Sonic Knuckles collection for the PC, and put them in? And that's what they did, which I guess is making the best of a bad situation, although I guess then the question became then, the stuff that resulted as the week went on, which was that Yuji Naka said, I'm shocked this isn't in here. Here's a picture of me with, Michael Jackson, The Neverland Ranch, and then Sega came back and said, oh, that doesn't prove that he did the music, even though in 2009, as soon as Michael Jackson died, it was revealed that no, he did do the music. And then Brad Buxer, who did the music for Ice Cap, because that was his song Hard Time with the Jedsons, apparently they couldn't get the license for that either, so there's definitely a lot of questions that are going along with that. And I guess also the question, as we said with Michael Jackson, we played Space Channel 5, is this something that Sega wants to avoid a potential controversy of some of the elements of him having trouble with the law, let's put it that way. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see what's going to go on, but to give a perspective of that briefly, as say, feel free to tell me wherever you want to go as I took a walk around the world. Actually, not perfect timing for this. Let's go and do one of the bonus stages. You take your coins, instead of using them for lives, or getting lives, getting 100 of them, you come in here, you pay them to play a game. And you have the little, not really a slot machine, you basically press the A button on where the, I guess, hamster is there, and it'll stop on something. Hopefully it won't stop on the witch or the wizard or whatever it is, because I don't get nothing in that case, but let's see what to stop on. Alright, give me something good. Alright, 3 up. I'll take that. But I guess to give a little bit of the perspective on Sonic Origins, yeah, we're playing Mario's game and talking Sonic, fitting, but you'll use this on the other one just so I can get a free item. Alright, so there's mushrooms, we got that set. Yeah, it is a good release, despite the things that are wrong with it, it's weird about it, but as I said, it could have been the Sonic Colors Ultimate case, which is weird. I still stand by the fact they should let you play with limited lives for the anniversary mode, and he'll have the remastered content in that it's a port of the mobile version, which is the definitive version. Yes, in fact, as I said, feel free to let me know where you want to go next, and I will field this. In fact, this is perfect for the purpose of the discussion of the show that way. I'll say this, because here's the other weird thing about this. You're right, just going to that. The game has 4x3 support for classic play and widescreen for anniversary play that has unlimited lives. But weirdly enough, the 4x3 take, it is still using the 16.9 version as far as the way the engine is, so it is the same game. And weirdly enough, here's the other thing, for Sonic 3, they give you the blue spheres from Sonic 1 when you do the lock-on on that, and they give you the extra blue spheres, so there's even more of them to run through. But you can, it is technically something that you have to play it in 4x3, but you can actually backdoor that by using the cheat code for Sonic 3 in the anniversary mode, and then select the blue spheres option from the stage select, and play it in widescreen. In fact, you have to do that if you're going to be doing cooperative play for Sonic 1, interestingly enough. So it goes weird elements as far as the way that that's set, and as you said, definitive versions. And yeah, they are the definitive versions, although they are feasibly porting those, except for 3 and Knuckles, because they didn't have a version put on mobile for it, to the console. So they are those versions, they do have most of the same codes, and until they make that thing, though, I would say it's a pass. And honestly, Ed Wack was saying specifically, as soon as I said they don't have the original music for Sonic 3, he's like, yeah, I'm a pass on that one. Also, because he has the perspective, he wants a physical version. And I would too. I waited for Sonic Mania when it came out, saying like, they're gonna physical this before it comes out, aren't they? They didn't, so I was like, fine, I'll get it. And then they physicaled it later, and I bought it right away. And then as I said, oh, I bought like 5 copies of this game because I gave it to people as gifts. But I get that as well, but also one other thing, I'll say one thing that they do that's interesting that the mobile ones don't do, at least as far as CD is concerned, because Sonic CD, you were mentioning, I know, when we played that, the idea that you liked the Japanese soundtrack, and it does have the Japanese soundtrack, but one thing that was weird is that they didn't have the lyrics for them. They apparently didn't have the rights for them. This version, they do. So, that's one thing worth pointing out. At some point, we could definitely run through, Origins, feasibly. Also, I want to take a look at something, because it looks like my Twitch window stopped. Hopefully my thing is going okay. Yeah, chat, let me know if you're still there. As I do refresh on my browser. And hopefully that didn't get rid of the chat discussion. Okay, no it didn't. Alright, fair enough. Okay, so, alright, fine. In that case then, yeah, as I said, that's the Sonic Origins case. For the purpose of that, alright, since I haven't heard a selection yet, which is fine, as I said, hey, if you want to sit back and watch the show, no problem. You know what, I'll tell you, we'll do something a little different. Okay, we did the Toy World. You know, let's go somewhere different. Actually, we'll do 2 things. Because in order to open one of the worlds, we actually have to go here. And there are 2 exits here. And we're going to run through each of the exits. Yeah, but I like the discussion we're having as far as that, and also going to some of the things. Yeah, we have the hippo there. He has the bubble coming out of his nose. If you hit the water like that, it goes away. But if you have the bubble, you hold jump, and you just go up into the sky and get tons and tons of coins. But what you want to do specifically for that... Okay, get hit. Okay, so that's that perspective. Oopsies. Alright, see, it's funny. I will say this. I'm not saying this is necessarily the one I'm really, really good at. That's the next game. We get to Wario Land. That one's the one I'm really, really good at, because that's the first one I played. And as I said, I played this one later after I was going into a collection spree. But yeah, when you have the bubble, you hold the jump button, and you basically just float up in the air, and you have to do that in order to find the hidden exit here to get to one of the worlds. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this twice. I'm going to go the bottom path, because that's considered an exit. Because yeah, we want to run every exit. It's not 96 the way it was in Super Mario World, but still, actually I think it's like about a third of that. I think, but we'll get a full number when we're done playing this game and getting tons of the coins. And there is a firefly, let's go get that. Also, the bubble will not break if you touch the ground, it's only if you hit the water that it goes away. And yeah, you can still throw the fireballs out of the bubble, which is a nice case. Yeah, okay, well, and I think if you get hit by an enemy, that's gonna be a problem too, so I'm not gonna do that. Alright, so the goal for the hidden exit is up there. We're gonna take that in a second, but in the meantime, we're gonna go through here. Because it will count for each. And by the way, when you do that, you go in the pipe over here, and that takes you over where Pumpkin World is. But what we're gonna do then is we're gonna go to the other path. Because actually, that is one of the only... No, it is the only, world that is not shown on the map specifically, and you do need to go through the extra path in order to find it. So yeah, let's make a jump and go in the sky. You get this nice, I guess, summer sky, the way the color palette for this is going, and this great music. I love this music so much. It's so happy, it's so up, it makes you feel so, you know, it brings back childhood memories to some degree, and that's despite the fact I didn't play this until I was 21. Interesting enough, so yeah, I got to this game very, very late, but, yeah, but I wrote never as is the case, and yeah, having a great time with it. And I get the sense of exactly why people love this game, and could just get a sense of, yeah, taking your Game Boys with you anywhere, playing this, and getting this happy sense of the Mario stuff as you're hitting everything and killing them with fire. So there you go, that is your Mario take. There you go, I do believe you do have to still hit the bell for the purpose of the goal here. At least I think you do. Okay, mine, no you don't, it's just for the bonus game again. I want to try and get the life. Or the carrot. Ooh. Well, okay, I'm gonna get the life anyway. Oh, no, okay, no, I'm not. Never mind. Oh, okay. Although me getting, the mushroom... Oh, it does erase my, firefly. I did not know it did that. Alright, yeah, this is Space Zone. This is the one that's not on the map. And there's a hidden exit here. It is on this level. And how it works is you have a gravity case. Yeah, we are in space, and, here you go. Run on the moon, and as you go, you have the low grav, and you can jump. It'll get a nice one when we get to some of the games that do stuff like that. And it is fun, it has great atmosphere for sure. It's almost like the Space Waltz concept. I guess we've kind of mentioned that before with stuff. I mean, I guess we'll do that whenever we get to DuckTales, either the NES version or the remastered version. I have both, so we can run both of those. And also stuff like 2001: A Space Odyssey. Now, for the hidden exit, what you want to do is you're looking for a block that's above, I believe it's at the checkpoint. I'm back in my bedroom now. Okay, well, glad to... Yeah, good idea for getting comfortable for the purpose of a show like this. As we're going for Space World, or... Yeah, is this Space World? Well, we'll see. Yeah, we're on the moon, though, jumping up there. So, yeah, Mario going to space. So, fitting we were talking Super Mario Galaxy. So, yeah, that was not the first time Mario went to space. Although, actually, the last game we played, I think, was the first time he went to... Well, unless you count Super Mario Bros. 3, sort of, kind of, maybe. I mean, the sky in that one, and there's sort of the spacey perspectives of that. And there also is a money bag. Get that? That is worth 50 coins. Yeah, grab it. Yeah, but as I said, with Super Mario Land, yeah, that was technically us going to space with the spaceship. So fitting then, we're going into this, and hold that thought for it as well. Alright, yeah, here, there are a bunch of coins, and I'm looking for a hidden block that is on top of another block. Because that is where the hidden exit is. It is somewhere. Alright, where is it? Ooh. Oh, wait, okay, that's the goal, so I missed it. Alright, because, alright, after the checkpoint, and thankfully, unlike Super Mario Land and Super Mario Bros. 1 anyway, you can go back through levels that you're going. So yeah, like, hey, I missed something. It's not that the screen is gonna have me blocked away. So just jump over to the side and get back. Alright, so what I'm looking for, I guess I missed it, is that there's a block, or there's a hidden block on top of another one, not one of these. And when you get that, you can take high. Does star will not count as space? I think it does count as space. I would say absolutely it does. Alright, there's the bell. But at the same time, also, as I mentioned, because we saw Super Mario Land, where we did go to space, but yeah, you're right. So, before Super Mario Galaxy, we were definitely going to space. Yeah, Game Boy is where that was happening. Eh. Alright, now where is it? Because from what I've understood, in fact, I do have my notes here just to make sure of this. At the checkpoint, there is... Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright. Okay, fine. Alright, there it is. It's right there. So I gotta do is jump right there. Okay, perfect. There are 2 hidden blocks. And also, by the way, when you're in space, you can't do the spin jump. So, I'm jumping, hitting down as Large Mario's not doing anything. But yeah, alright, here you go. You come up here, and you're all set. I do like the idea of Mario going to space in a lot of ways. Ugh. Yeah, and you do have to do the high jump here feasibly in order to make this, to hit up and the A or B button, or, fine, actually I wasn't holding up, I thought I was to make that, but alright, there you go, and we are making it. And there is your hidden exit. You can tell that because there's the star there. There you go, we got the shooting star for sure, and here we go, yeah, we're on Mr. Moon. I guess it goes to the idea of, going back to the Super Mario World perspective, the 3-up Moon, for sure, with that, and then also other stuff like the Kirby games like Dreamland, which is at the same time, more or less. But alright, we are on the hidden exit, or the hidden world, or hidden level of this, which most of them are pretty much like bonus stages to a certain degree, but it does play, as we mentioned, like with Super Mario World. At some point, we're definitely going to do that. To your exploratory perspective on Mario, and being able to see what's happening down there, and see where hidden items are, and alright, fine, there are pits, so yeah, I don't want to hit those. But usually if you jump up high and just stay fine to this, you'll be alright. And like the other Mario games, usually if you have like a 1-block gap like that, if you do a run across, you'll be fine. Usually. And just get tons of coins, so it makes it so that when I go back into the main world, back onto land, I'll be able to get another bonus running, or feasibly save up 999, and then get a case of that. Oh, right, I forgot. The star is bad. You don't want to hit that. At least that angry one is bad. So hold up and jump. Woo! Alright, where... Oh, there's a light there. Perfect. Alright. As you know, I'll also try to see what's up here at the top, because I don't 100% remember. Okay, no, that's the top of the level. Alright. So there we go with our moon case. Yeah, we are floating down. I guess fitting to a certain degree, because it also has the aura a little bit of Metroid 2. Which was out a little before this, about a year, and had that perspective. Yeah, the moon is like, yeah, what are you doing to me, you know, clearing that world. Like, yeah, I just want to get a lot of, money for myself, my friend, but... Alright, with that, we'll go back into, Space World 1, in order to find the main exit and keep going. Actually, this is the shortest world of them all, because there are only 3 levels in it. Where usually it's like 4 or 5. Whoa, I don't want to hit that. But I think as I showed earlier, I can jump on it, at least I think. Okay, fine. I was gonna say, wait a second, can I run across that? Let me see. Okay, I can, just barely. Whoa. Okay, yeah, I can bounce on the balls they have there, so that's good that way, too. So it is a very fair game in that way. In fact, in a lot of ways, it's maybe more fair than Super Mario Land was, the first one anyway. In some ways, although I think maybe it's also because of the way the physics of this work, that it feels more like the Mario you're used to, but as I mentioned, we played that game. I kind of got used to that over time more, whereas... And I had to get used to that, I guess, more than this one, whereas with this one, I kind of clicked with it a little quicker, although even then, it's like, yeah, you know what? My fault for coming to these backwards by playing Wario Land first, because, like, okay, I played the other ones, like, I'm so used to the newer one. But it is interesting going through this one now, and then the first one, especially just remembering my memories with Wario Land as it is. Feel free, chat, to go into anything you got on that one, too, because that'll be the next Mario Land game we do. It kind of was giving me a sense of, okay, how these games have evolved. And they evolved definitely very nicely. You can see that and get the sense of why they were massive sellers on the system. But as we mentioned, I guess, is weird. It shocks me this way, now thinking about it. The idea that this game kind of sort of seems to maybe draw a blank with people, only because it's been so long. And I guess it's the last re-release of it was in 2011 on 3DS. And it's going away, so feasibly, the only other way to play this is buy it on the Game Boy. But it is something that, and it was something I was thinking fascinating, the idea of a game that sold really well that maybe has been sort of forgotten to some degree, but then again, this was a very popular game, and it's one of those things, I bet when you mention this to people, they'll just say, like, hey, I have this ping of nostalgia coming back, and I totally get it. And there we go, hitting the bell that time. Oh yeah, by the way, at the end of that level, there are blocks you can bust with the, oh, what are they? The Fire Flower. So that was what that was about, and... I kind of want to go for the lives, if I can. Or, okay, that's fine. That's the same thing I got. Because of the boss here. it is something I feasibly would like to have the fireballs, maybe. Actually, this is it. This is where the boss is. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, it is an auto-scrolling level. So as you saw with Sonic the Hedgehog, the 8-bit version on the Genesis, or on the Game Gear, I should say. Well, fine, we played both of them at the same time, but with the Game Gear one, you had an auto-scrolling level, which seemed weird for Sonic, but for Mario, no, it doesn't seem weird. And actually, in this case, like the level with the bubble, to get up here, you hold the B button and or the A button for the jump, and you just float. And in this case, you have to be careful of where these are. So basically, pretty much just feather the jump button, kind of like as a floating case, and yeah, oh, okay, fine, I don't need it yet. But the way the screen is, it's not too hard to, you know, follow this and avoid getting hit. Definitely get a lot of coins. This is actually a very long level, actually, though. So, Space World's not a long world, but this level makes up for it. It's about the length of 2 levels, almost. And maybe because it's auto-scrolling, you get that sense even more. There we go. Now I get the fire, although I don't think you can kill the stars with that. Because as we mentioned when we played Rise Star, the idea that, yeah, Supernova, they should survive fire, no problem. Yeah, these stars are. So, as we said with that game, or actually, ElecVerse, as you said, the idea with that was that, okay, fine, Rise Star couldn't because he needed to get his powers from his father and take care of everything, but Mario, oh fine, these stars, like, yeah, they're coming from space, and they don't have that issue. And yeah, you can kill these with the fire, I just need to get close enough to do that. As I said, there's definitely a lot of coins you get here, for sure, as we go along. I think what I might do, since I have, like, 14 lives, because, by the way, 0 just counts life in this game, I probably wait till I get 999 and just go in and get a bunch of lives that way. Because when you pay 999 in there, you're always guaranteed to get something, whereas in the other ones, there's a potential you could lose. Yeah, oh, okay, that was lucky. It just appeared there, but it's like a pufferfish, sort of, so there's that case, and there is the checkpoint. Which is actually almost near the end of the level. But you do have to be careful, because the way the screen is scrolling, you have to get that if you want to get it, but in my case, no, I'm not getting it, and just keep going on like this. It doesn't get the coins, so you don't get stuck or trapped. Ow. But this chest, I believe, does have a fire flower, so you're all set, and there we are at the end. I still think Rise Star Sig is equivalent to Jesus, and I agree with you. You know what? When I was doing the edit of that and thinking back to that play, and thank you for bringing it up, by the way, I agree with that, and I think they had a point for that. Alright, we talked Super Mario World, or Super Mario Land 1. Totaka, the villain in that game, this is him. And I'm doing him the wrong way. What you gotta do is you gotta wait till he... Okay, fine. I definitely did him the wrong way for that. Yeah, he came back. So, like, yeah, we caused him trouble before. We took Sarasaland from him, or saved Sarasaland from his tyranny. He came back, and you gotta jump on him that way. Oh, and the mushroom does not come back. No, but I like that, and I think you know what, I gotta tell you, the more I'm thinking about that, going back to the Rise Star thing, you probably have a point, because, I mean, as I said, we kind of put that perspective, and I wouldn't, you know, put it past that. As I said, I don't think I found anything that specifically said that's what it was, but that is the Super Old Game Saturday, that is the ElecVerse perspective on it, and you supported that very well, so there you go. I'm with you on that one. So, yeah, speaking of Jesus elements, yeah, he's not gonna go see Jesus when we are done with him, but, alright, he shoots out the shot like that, and, oh, great, the ball explodes. I forgot that part. The hardest part of that is avoiding the ball, because the ball will come towards you, and then it will come upwards towards you, and then it'll explode. So I gotta be a little more careful. And I'll tell you, of all the ways I die in this game, it's exactly that. I am not careful. And maybe it's the Sonic perspective for me, but it's that idea that, okay, fine, I just want to run really fast, but sometimes you can't. So, and Totaka is one of those you can't do that. He takes 3 hits. He's not a hard boss for hitting. It's just you have to sort of wait till he comes down, but you can kind of hit him at the center there. Basically what I'm going to do is do the jump and kind of go in the direction that way. There we go. Oh, wait, I hit him. Because you have to land on his cockpit, by the way. Alright, so it's not just the Sonic 3 and Knuckles thing where I had weird collision detection things. Well, actually, I think what I was doing the boss rush in that, by the way, just to go into that. And when I did it, I was doing the Carnival Night boss in Sonic 3 as Tails, and I think I was off a little bit, and I got hit. In fact, I do have the what just happened thing on the Switch. I will have to stitch that in somewhere. Alright, fine. Totaka, we gotta take care of him. He can't destroy me. By the way, also, if I get a game over, and this is why I don't want to have this happen, I lose all the golden coins. Alright, there we go. That is how we do it. Perfect. There we go. Yeah, if you hit him once, you hit him on the way down. Yeah, you hit him all 3 times, he's dead. So yeah, bye-bye Totaka. We'll see you next time in, well, in Super Smash Brothers, I think, Ultimate. There's a spirit for him. But outside of that, this is kind of the last time we saw him. So yeah, we didn't send him to Jesus, we sent him to the devil. As we got our second of the golden coins. That are more golden for sure in this version. Alright, I said I was gonna feasibly wait till I got 999. You know what, fine, I'll do that. But yeah, in the meantime then, chat, where do you want to go next? As I said, I did Space Zone. For the purpose of that, and yeah, avoid the, don't worry about the crinkling, that is my water bottle. I should be, one of many water bottles as it is. Yeah, feel free to let us know where you want to go. What we have left, we have, the Macro Zone, which is the nice house over there. We have Pumpkin Zone, which is over there, and, okay, fine, I lied. Let me go back, because I want to show that. I said that we can't see, Space Zone apparently from, the main map. Yes we can, I'm wrong. So, I wanted to edit myself saying, oh, I made a mistake that way. So there it is, although maybe it wasn't there when we were here earlier, before I beat it. But either way, that's fine. Alright, so yeah, we have the Macro Zone, the Pumpkin Zone, the Turtle Zone, and the Tree Zone. So, chat, feel free to let me know wherever you want to go next. And we'll go there. Although in the meantime, I do want to see... Okay, yeah, it's 200 and it's 999. I know, fine, I'll compromise, run 50. Fine, I'll show each one of these off once, at least. Hopefully I won't lose... Okay, so if I'm getting good luck not losing this, it's like, okay, fine, got a Fire Flower. Which is good because... I know that there are a couple of the hidden exits that you need these for. And by the way, also one thing I'll do, I will show what happens when you go up to the castle without all the coins. I'd like to see Pumpkin Land next, please. No problem. Alright, by the way, yeah, you come up here. This is the final world. You just come up here. I'm in front of the door. There's no music here. Mario's just standing there. It's like, yeah, what's going on? So you hit down to walk away. So yeah, alright, fine. Mario's walking away. He's like, I know and I'm not wanted, but it's like, oh, fine. We have to get the key to open up, or get all the coins to do it. Yeah, Pumpkin Land. I'll just go to the Pumpkin Land, go into a pretty unique world for Mario, because now I'm thinking about it, we're talking space. We've had Super Mario Galaxy that had that, for sure. And Super Mario Land. But with Pumpkin Zone here, unless you count the Dark World, I believe it is, for Super Mario Bros. 3, we don't really have much of a Halloween place. And even then, that was not specifically Halloween. That was just, we're talking the Jesus perspective. That was hell, basically. Or if you've ever seen the Angry Video Game Nerd take on Super Mario Bros. 3, it was that. Right, we were running Pumpkin Zone. The hidden level is on, the hidden exit is on stage 2. But for stage 1, go in the graveyard. So definitely an interesting case, and there you go, we also had, the, not Freddy Voorhees, or not Freddy, Freddy Krueger. I was saying Jason Voorhees. He is like Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. The Crusader 64 would want to kick my ass for making that mistake. Right, there you go, there is, Jason with the knife in his, eye like that. So I guess it's like a take on, Friday the 13th, the movies, or feasibly, the NES game, as it is. And there's a picture I will probably put up here of what the title screen looks like with the knife and the mask. And actually, I guess, of the games in 1992, Kid Chameleon from Sega for the Genesis had your power-up where basically you were Jason Voorhees, but you're throwing out axes for the purpose of that as you go through there. And it has a great perspective of its atmosphere, and you do have the boos as well. They are, like before, actually, I don't know if we... Okay, we sort of saw this Luigi's Mansion. We've barely seen the boos outside of that, though. Super Mario Land 2 is the strangest enemies. Yeah, I mean, in some ways, I guess Super Mario Land 1 did also, but I mean, this one as well, because I guess in this case, they are sort of the Mario enemies you're used to, but in other ways they aren't. So, I get what you're saying for that. It's like, yeah, we have the boos, but they do look a little more, I guess a little more menacing. They have more of the teeth. I mean, they have teeth in the other games, specifically Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World, at the time of the ones that had them. Touche. Well, that's true, but you're right, because I'm looking at it saying, like, okay, and I'll put a picture of this just as far as what do the Boo Buddies look like in Super Mario Bros. 3 and what do they look like in Super Mario World here. Because they do look a little more... Okay, fine, that's a weird case. The piranha plant with the spikes on it, and you're right, the not Jason Voorhees there, that is a weird enemy. You're right, so... And that goes to what we said about Super Mario Land 1, and... Okay, yeah, alright, by the way, yeah, when you kill 100 enemies, thank God I showed that. You get, instead of getting a life, you get a, star. When you do that, you can destroy anything, including those, blocks there. Alright, so I'm glad I got to show that, how that works, and then the counter resets for the purpose of that. But, yeah, because we said this with Super Mario Land 1, and with this one too, because remember, it was not Shigeru Miyamoto who made this. it was, as I mentioned, Nintendo R&D1, who made Kid Icarus, and, they made Metroid. So, they had this different case. Alright, fine, right there. Yeah, Dracula. I just fireballed the hell out of Dracula. So, you're right. We don't see a Mario game with Dracula in it. And you're just seeing that creativity of this going with those Mario Land games, especially the ones that came after, because there's Mario Land 1, and then there was 2 and 3 on the Game Boy Color, that definitely went in that weird case, like Wario becoming a zombie. I find it funny also that Super Mario Land 3 is Wario Land 1, yes. Which is a fitting thing for Nintendo at the time, because, remember, Yoshi's Island was Super Mario Land 2, even though it really was not connected, whereas at least with Mario Land 1, Mario Land 1 is a direct sequel to this. And actually, all of these Super Mario Land games, they do have direct connective tissue to each other in ways that not even all of the mainline Mario games have. So it's interesting seeing the different blood coming to developing a Mario game with these Mario Land games, and also the idea of where they would go next when Wario came in the picture. And okay, I just barely avoided getting hit by that thing. But I like that, and that's very interesting for it. You're right, fine. The way they marketed that, saying like, okay, fine, this is the follow-up for Super Mario Land, fine, that's Super Mario Land 3 for Wario Land 1. Or it's like when Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare came out, they said Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 that came out, but I said it's Call of Duty 5 Modern Warfare 2. So I was like, yeah, just make it as confusing as possible in the case of that, and maybe like a callback to this and Yoshi's Island. I find that ironic because sequels... Alright, I always find ironic that sequels have that way because of their series, yeah. And they become their own series for the purpose of that, yeah. And that is, I guess, something that happened with Mario with that. But it was weird in that case because, yeah, Mario is not playable in that. In fact, as far as the platform games, interesting factoid, this was the last two... Wait, okay, hang on. Before I go to that, I want to get the life that's over there. And they will, I think, go through... You know what? Fine, you know what? Just, I'm gonna lure the Boo Buddies out of the way, or try to anyway. Alright, perfect, perfect. What I was gonna say is this was actually the last 2D Mario game. Yeah, I find it ironic that sequels become their own series, which is interesting. I guess that makes sense to some degree, the thought of... And people said this with Yoshi's Island, saying Yoshi's Island has nothing to do with Super Mario World, and technically it doesn't because it is feasibly a prequel to every Mario game ever, for the most part, until Yoshi's New Island came around and retconned the ending of it. But you're right about that, and I was gonna say with this is that, interesting enough, this was the last 2D Mario game that came out for 14 years. There was, after this game, there was not another 2D Mario platforming game until New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, which is very surprising. Oh, fine. Okay, fine. Let's go to that, then. I guess, would you count then Yoshi's Island? I mean, in some degrees you can, but the idea is that you're not playing as Mario. So, alright, fine. There are Mario platformers since, but you're not playing as Mario in them, or sort of that way, anyway. Alrighty, so the hidden exit, by the way, is down here. You have those weird enemies. So here's the thing. You may be saying touche to me saying that there's some familiar enemies of Mario in this. But then again, you're right that, hey, not every Mario game has me killing Dracula with fireballs, Jason Voorhees' head, or mask onto an enemy, and those weird, tongue things. I think that's a Japanese mythology thing, if I'm aware of that. Alright, the hidden exit, by the way, is down here, and when you do have the fireballs, it makes it a lot easier, because otherwise you have to go through here, being small, to go underneath everything and avoid the spikes. But for the case of this, not really. Just, go this way and just fireball everything. And you do need, at least... Fine, you at least need the fire or the super power-up. You can't come down here with the bunny hood, which I realize I'm not using that much, because, you can't do spin jump with the bunny hood. So you have to spin jump these blocks to bust them and go in the pipe. And just run underneath, and I don't think they'll reach down. At least I don't think they will. But we got through. I was loved also in one other thing with this one, the idea of the topography here, which is like, okay, fine, we found the hidden exit, but at the same time, we also said, okay, we find the hidden exit, it's taking us out of the forest. I like Super Mario World a little bit, but in this case, here we go, we're out here, and it's much nicer with all the coins. Wow, look at that. Oh, Christ, look at all the coins, and look at me sort of missing them all. Well, actually, you know what? There's a pit here, I'm gonna... Okay, never mind, there's not a pit. I was just saying I was gonna let myself die, so I just go get all the coins. Or it's right on the bottom. There's this nice level up there with all the coins, but I'm not gonna be able to get them. So yeah, that was not cool that way on my part. Alright, fine. That's an exit. And there's more down here. I'll find enemies anyway. Whoa. Let's see if there's a star over here, because maybe I can use those and just get tons of lives running this way. Okay, there is. Awesome. So get running. It's alright, fine. We're not missing everything here, at least. There we go. Okay, so there is the level. Except, as I mentioned, I missed the part that had the bunny power-up. But I'll try to see what if I can get that more, because, as I said, weird enough, I haven't shown it, but I know there are a couple of the exits I do need to show it. But, yeah, as I said, let's go back to the strangeness of the enemies, and I guess the setting, because, as I mentioned, not many settings like this in Mario. So, yeah, you're right about that. It does create a nice perspective of itself to say that, okay, this is something unique. I think it shows the idea of maybe something a little more ambitious, like the monster there, the one-eyed monster dude there. Okay, in that case, yeah, we'll ringing the bell so we can get, you know, I guess, begone evil spirits that way, and along with like the Cheep Cheeps. Oh, actually, I don't think they call them the Cheep Cheeps in the case of that one. Go away, Super Chatbot. Yeah, all right. Well, I mean, as I said, whatever. I'm not bringing mention, but it's like, hey, if it was something that would go to that, whatever. Oh, by the way, okay, fine. Good thing I did come back here because, okay, I have to for the purpose of the the main exit. But also, there's Mushroom over there. So they do give you a lot of oh, right, the life. I should go back and get the life again. Although it looks like I sort of off screen the boo over there. Alright, go down. Oh no, they trapped me. Oh, actually, one thing to try. Okay, no. Oh, no, that was even worse. Because I was gonna say, I can spin jump on them, because actually, that's one thing about this one that's interesting, is that you can't always use the spin jump in this game the way you could in Super Mario World to jump on enemies that, you know, usually you can't kill by jumping and to survive. You get that sound, or the whatever that sound is. I'm trying to imitate it. I know I'm not doing a good job. But I was thinking, well, alright, fine. You think, oh, you can use that on enemies that way, but in this one, not really that much. Alright, but at least we do have another case to get lives when I get the star. Whoa. Oh, or fine, miss it. And that's one thing also with this, the way the physics work, they are really good, but it's also something that sometimes I overcompensate a bit, or I over-adjust, so I kind of go flying a little bit more, but there you go. Yeah, look at those things, the weird umbrella dudes. And there they go. So, yeah, I'm maximizing the lives that way, but also by doing that, I'm not going to get the bell, but that's okay. And it does not change, by the way that the exit works if you don't get the bell. Also, I think I might have made a little bit of a mistake with my notes, sort of, because I think there's a... Oh, yeah, there is. I think there's a second hidden exit here. But we'll see as we go through the ghost... I guess, the sort of ghost house. Alright, here's the thing. Well, as you were saying, ElecVerse, you're right. Yeah, weird enemies, because here's a dead Goomba. Actually, I don't think there's any games in this series that have that I'm aware of. So, yeah, good point. Yeah, we have the dead Goomba ghosts that way, as we're going through the castle here, and you're having the fading blocks. Also, music. On this level, you're probably hearing it. It actually is a little bit of a remix of the pipe music from Super Mario Land 1. The do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And then it mixes in with the main motif of this game, which this game definitely does a good job of using, like Super Mario World, so you're right, ElecVerse that way too. So yeah, you can see the inspiration that way, but then also saying we're going to tie back to the one game we had, or the last game, on top of the fact of having the villain of that game as one of the bosses. Alright, so yeah, alright, this level does have a second secret exit. Actually, you do need the bunny, see, I call it the bunny hood. Maybe I'm thinking Majora's Mask, because I know next time we play that in 2 weeks, we're getting that, and we're going to be very happy to have it. But yeah, when you use that, you hold the B button down, and you do flying like that, or floating down. Feasibly like the cape feather in Super Mario World, it's something that you could sort of abuse, or you could feasibly just use it very effectively. Just hold this, like, yeah, you're gonna be going down slowly, you'll be fine. Also, by the way, when I was doing my test play, I was fearing the jumping on these blocks, because I thought, oh, as they're fading away like this, that means they are not something I can jump on anymore. But no, you can still jump on them. You just have to remember where they are. Whoa, shit! Also, I think I might have missed the opportunity to get this, but that's fine because I had to go through those levels twice anyway. So I will do that, and yeah, totally throw caution out the wind. Just out the window. Just run, run, run. In fact, right there, they do give you a bit of a hint that that's where you need to go, but I can't because I didn't get I lost my bunny outfit. But that's fine. So you have to play this level twice anyway, may as well do it this way. In fact, I can feasibly get one right here. And usually these are not hard to get something on if you, as long as you press the button about 1 or 2 items away from what you want, you'll be fine, usually. And it is forgiving, so you will usually get it sometimes at the edge. You don't have to get it right on the center. Perfect. Alright, so we have the bunny outfit for this, or the bunny Mario power-up, the carrot. There's where the boss is. We're not going there yet. Because, yeah, Pumpkin Zone is the only world in the game that has 2 hidden exits, and I'm going to show them off. Because I said, as I mentioned last week, we were finishing Sailor Moon, the story up. Chat, whenever you want to see a game, and we're going to be having a viewer request that way, or even when you're not, I'm going to play this game to the fullest as much as I can, so that we have that experience, and also show off as much of it as I can, because I think I owe that to show the game, even a game that's not very good. In this case, it definitely is good, but still, either way. And also, because, chat, you want to see this, so I'm going to give you the full play, so you're not getting a case of something like, hey, you missed something. It's like, look, fair enough, there's some things I'll sometimes miss for a game anyway, and I'll usually put an edit when that's the case, to show that, okay, it's here. But when I know that I can get them, or take care of things with that, I want to show it off. So, in this case, the hidden exit's that way. And it's not that hard, so, I mean, if nothing else, it's the other thing, which is that, and sometimes we talk difficulty curve of games on the show. This is, I would say, an easier game than Super Mario Land 1 is concerned to a certain extent, but it also is something that it makes it very easy to approach and something that's a lot of fun to play. And hey, this could feasibly be a first Mario game for people if they'd like that way. And it'll work nicely for that, while still giving them enough of a challenge, which was, I guess, the case with a lot of Game Boy and Game Gear games of this era. Something that has enough challenge to some degree so that you can kind of get used to it a little bit, but something also that it is going to be a lot of fun and easy to approach. There we go. Now we're in the sky, up on the mushroom platforms, but also there we use that. Oh, fine, I could get that for hitting the blocks, but you know what, we're not going to do that. Also, one thing I didn't show is that, yeah, like Super Mario World and Super Mario Brothers 3, you can pick up the Koopa Troopa shells and throw them. Actually, a little easier here because when I'm on top of this, I don't have to worry about hitting the B button in order to destroy the blocks. And also there are platforms, they will fall when you jump on them, but they do give you a little bit of time. As I mentioned, when you have the bunny power up, yeah, no problem. Whoa! I also like the sound of, like, the way the bunny ears are going, specifically, and also they kind of are going in tune with the music, and there's life in there, but there's also life in here. So grab that, and we're good. Okay, so there is your second exit for Pumpkin Zone, and since we defeated the first, or went through the first path, we are going to the boss. We'll go in the house. Alright, so I guess that's, what, an anchovy, specifically, or something. Well, we're getting the pots here, so yeah, it is a little darker, so I guess, feasibly, that's the idea of how it works. This game really showed what the Game Boy could do. Yeah, no kidding, absolutely. As far as how the look of it is, and even some of the tech for it, as far as some of the stuff with its music, it definitely is showcasing what this is, because the thought with the game, let's talk about this, while I ignore the enemy there and run into him, is that the thought was that the Game Boy kind of was like NES Portable to a certain extent as far as how the architecture of it was, but not 100%, and there are definitely things about it that are unique, and we got games that really understood the differences between them. It was pretty fascinating to see that, especially stuff like this, like Link's Awakening, Super Mario Land 1, and those Wario Land games, of which technically 2 of them were original Game Boy, because Wario Land 1 is Game Boy only, and 2 is on Game Boy original as well, before they then did a Game Boy Color version about a year later. Alright, there we go, we got the rabbit. But I like that, and you're right, so a good choice as far as to show this, and also show, because we've been saying this before, the idea that we should talk more portable games on this show, and also take a look of what was Game Boy really doing as far as it. Actually, I guess as far as games that show off what Game Boy was doing, I know, actually, I think it was, yeah, it was Kazumi Totaka specifically who did the music for this. He also did the music for this game, I don't know if you're aware of it, it's called X. It was on Game Boy, I believe it was only in Japan. And it kind of has a bit of a 3D perspective, kind of like Star Fox does a little bit, actually. And it was, I think, the year before this, it was like 1991. It definitely showed what the Game Boy was capable of as far as showing things you would not expect on it, or even like some of the driving games that came out on the Game Boy, because they did a version of Days of Thunder. I believe that was... Actually, I think that was Argonaut, at least I think it was. If I'm wrong, I'll put an edit here saying it wasn't them, but there was some company that did Days of Thunder on the Game Boy based on the 1990 movie with Tom Cruise, and they were saying the way they're doing like 3D, sort of faux 3D scrolling on that system was pretty impressive. Or even we mentioned Race Drive, and I said when we played Hard Drive a couple weeks ago, they ported that to Game Boy. It's pretty impressive on Game Boy given what it is, and actually, it runs decently compared to some of the other console versions. It runs better. So it shows what Game Boy's capable of. Alright, we are in here with, Tsubasa the Witch. Oh, wait a second, I was like, where'd you go? Alright, so yeah, she burns the, pots there, and they will go up into the spikes, so... or I'll just hit into them, my fault. Because this is the preview to when we do, Sonic Mania in about a month. Feasibly. Although I still have to get with Nocturne as far as, the scheduling on that. But the idea is that, yeah, there's a boss in that that's very much like that. Although, yeah, with, power-up, I should be fine. So let's get the bunny hood again. See, I keep wanting to call it that, but I'm gonna keep calling it that. Yeah, I guess to go back to that, you're right. And that's also, go back to the thing with the power of the Game Boy. That's despite the fact that the Game Boy was not a color system. But it still looked so smooth and looked, I mean, with this, it does look almost on the level of one of the NES Marios. Even like Mario 3, in terms of the details in the background, the aspects of the flashing spike balls there, the candles, I guess the pots in the background, and the enemy designs. And the fact the frame rate is mostly holding. I mean, it's got some slowdown here and there, but it doesn't really impact the gameplay that badly. So it's definitely a nice thing to see. Alright, Alright, yeah, I at least want to go get that so I can get more coins, because actually I'm getting close to 999, so at the very least I will be able to go back and do that. Whoa, and get it. Whoa! Alright, come on. I can go into this, right? Okay, I can. Okay, so fine. There's some of the pipes I cannot go into, going upwards, so I did not know that. That's fine. We will just get the next one over here, or come back to the one on the left, and that has blocks that are not hidden, so you can just jump back. Also, you do have time limit, I'm noticing, but honestly, it's not going to be much of a factor in this game, honestly. Unless you stick around. Or, dawdle, specifically. Alright, fine, let's, take care of Tsubasa again. Yeah, just jump on her 3 times, and she's not too bad, but, as I said, I just have to be careful and not jump too high into the, spikes. Alright, she's done. Yeah, the bosses are not hard, but as I said, also the thing is that, hey, if you're not careful, you can still get killed by me. I mean, look at me, I've died to, I think every boss except the first one. Oh, no, the first one I died to as well. So yeah, in that case, like, yeah, you could still die in this game, but because you have a lot of opportunities for lives, it's not going to be much of a problem. So there's our 3rd coin, and our 3rd world done. I'm going well with this game. For sure. So, the next couple worlds, we are about halfway done. There's the Turtle Zone, as well as, let's see what else we got. Yeah, the Turtle Zone, we have the Tree Zone, and we have the Macro Zone. So, yeah, feel free, chat, to let me know whichever one you'll want to go to. Let's take a look all around the place, and definitely is nice to see that. Actually, one thing I might do, as long as I'm waiting for, chat to give a suggestion on this, I'm gonna, Eleanor, I'm gonna change the color palette again. Oh no, not that. That's keeping that the same way. Since we're going into somewhere specific, we could change the color palette to something else. If we so desire. Yeah, we go the full magenta look. Ooh, or the warped look. Look at that. Jesus Christ. Wow. And, ooh. So it's like the color palettes the Game Boy Color does. Yeah, we're not gonna play with one of those. Unless, chat, you want to see the rest of the game that way. In which case, fine, we can. I'll take that request. You know what, fine, we'll hold on 3B now, because honestly, that seems like that's the best one. Which is weird that way, but okay, fine. Yeah, that is your benefit of Game Boy, or Super Game Boy, and unlike the Game Boy Color, and also if I use the Game Boy Player from the GameCube to play this game, you actually select your color palette before you turn the game on. So you actually can't change color palette as you're playing the game. So in that case, it actually is pretty unique for this one, because for years I thought, well, okay, I bought a Game Boy Player on GameCube. It was like, okay, fine, it plays every Game Boy game ever, including Advance and Game Boy Color exclusive stuff. The Super Game Boy only plays Game Boy and Game Boy Color games that will also play on original Game Boy. So, is there a reason to have this? But then I saw it for 20 bucks. I said, okay, let me get it. But then I realized there are games that also get enhanced with this. And some people definitely play some of those. I have some ones that do, especially Donkey Kong on this. And also the Battle Arena Toshinden, which is actually the best version. You think on the PlayStation Saturn it's going to be the best version. No, it's this one, surprisingly. But yeah, there you go. Okay, so next on the list, let's see. Okay, so, alright, here's, I'll tell you this. Since I get the sense that it's like almost like an alternating cases for a chat. It's like they want me to pick something next. Yeah, fine, let's go in the house. This is Macro Zone. And this is another interesting case as far as a level that I guess is going to something sort of with, okay, fine. Super Mario World perspective with the ants that are doing the digging like the charging chucks in Valley Bowser in that game. Yeah, we're going to a house. Or in a garden. So, we were talking about echoes to... Oh, yeah, don't... Also, the ants have spikes on them. So don't hit them when they have them up, the way I stupidly did. But yeah, actually, I think it was mentioned at one point, or maybe we mentioned this, because when we played Luigi's Mansion, I showed the trailer for Pikmin. Even though Shigeru Miyamoto did not work on this game, he was a big one on gardening, so maybe they were paying attention to the idea of, you know, gardening with him, saying like, oh fine, let's go in the house, or have like the house level of going through the garden and going into the house. What's going on? So yeah, like small Mario going in the house. I guess a little like the tiny huge island in Super Mario 64 and the like the small big world, whatever it's called for Super Mario Brothers 3. Oh shit! Alright, I'm being totally reckless jumping on those ants. By the way, the hidden exit here is actually here. And I'm not really in a good case to get it because... Oh! Okay, I hit the X button by mistake. By the way, what that does is that switches between the color palettes. So the last one I selected and the current one, you hit the X button, switch between them. Yeah, it was a total accident. But sometimes it happens on this show, so you can get a sense of what that is. Alright, what I'm looking for is right up there. That is where the hidden exit is. And you bust the blocks here to open it while you have the, I guess the ant with the gun there. Now, I want to see the blocks here to see if there's a fire flower underneath here. Because if there is, we'll be fine. If not, I'll have to come back. Oh! Okay, unfortunately no. So I think we'll either have to come back unless I don't find on this level, or I'll have to just start over. Or, never mind, let's do this. That, yeah, so we can go back. Perfect. Because I do need this in order to bust those blocks. Yeah, and you're right, going back to the elements of the details, the idea that the background's like, hey, there's, like, spiky things, or spiky protrusions out of the ceiling, and some details as far as the cave. So, yeah, you do get a lot of nice detail to show what Game Boy was capable of, even as far as a portable system, and all that stuff there. Alright, perfect. Just walk along. Yeah, the ants need to die. Let's burn them. The ants go marching, and now the ants go getting burned. There is our hidden exit. Actually, I believe this is a shortcut into the boss here, but yeah, we're not gonna go to the boss. And there's an auto-scrolling level over a bottomless pit, so be careful. And they do have it so you have to have the fire flower here, so you're not gonna have the bunny outfit to handle this. But that also means that we will have blocks for that you can just hit and get a ton of coins out of. Or if I want to be, you know, reckless, just spin jump on those to bust them. Oh, here I have to. Make sure to hold down the D-pad, otherwise you're gonna get crushed by that and die. Yeah, look at all those coins. Awesome. It is definitely a nice breather, and as I said, the fact that I think most of the hidden levels will play this music. So it gets that idea of, alright, fine, let's get this, you know, playful perspective. Alright, there you go. Perfect. Ooh, yeah, don't want to miss that jump. I mean, the controls are very good, so it's not... If you miss a jump, or if I miss a jump, it's always going to be my own damn fault, so we're not going to have a problem with that. Alright, let's go back to level 1 of Macro Zone, because yeah, you can go to the boss here really quickly doing that, but we're playing everything, so there you go. Alright, in this case, I'll also be more careful about the ants. I mean, I guess the idea of, you know, ants maybe being, you know, dangerous if you touch them. Maybe but usually like fire ants. Those are usually the worst. Or, I know we mentioned the Super Game Brothers channel before. The idea of Elliot Cancel, as it is, his, he apparently had a battle with fire ants at some point. I think I heard stories about that, but I don't know actually what came of that. Like, if there was, like, a video of him doing that. If there is, I'll put a link to that. Just like, yeah, he, like, was, like, doing, like, an ant massacre or something. which kind of goes, I guess, to some elements of my own life, growing up, in the sense that, like, family and I would, have to handle stuff with bugs and things, either in the house or around where we're living. In fact, I remember at one point, my father, I believe it was handling, like, there were, like, wasp nests we had around, or that had grown massively. So he basically, like, bought tons of cans of, like, the Raid Wasp and Hornet Killer, and basically was just going around the place in, like, sort of an armor case to take them down with that, but came back with actually a lot of problems that way, as far as, getting stung. But it was like, yeah, he destroyed the nest, so sometimes the idea of, like, when do you do that? And he still waited, like, towards night, so, like, don't do it during the day. But, yeah, that was definitely an interesting case for that. Yeah, my case usually the idea is, like, yeah, just wait until, like, there's nothing going on, spray, and then run like hell. So that's usually how I tend to handle stuff like that with the bugs that way. But it was kind of like a brush area, so something different. Alright, let's see if we can get off of this. Let's see if I can't get the carrot. Okay, I'm calling it the right thing now. I just keep wanting to call it Bunny Hood again. Same deal as I mentioned. But alright, let's get going. Have that going in the house as we go through. Alright. Or I guess the other thing, now I'm thinking about this, as far as, okay, that's an interesting tangent detail. Look at that. Or, wait. Okay, so when... Alright, that's interesting. So when the piranha plant's off-screen, or I'm off-screen with the pot, you can see him going down the bottom, so he's kind of staying there. So that's interesting to see. And the beetles. So going back to when we played Mega Man Legends. Yeah, we had the beetles that we found on the ground, but yeah, not in this one. They're dying. But I guess to go to the idea, as I mentioned, of, like, the gardening thing, I mean, I guess it kind of echoes... Yeah, what's up, Doc? Yeah, with Bugs Bunny. Absolutely, that's true. So, because I say, yeah, the Bugs Bunny thing, the Mario case of, like, what's up, Doc? Okay, that's not a good perspective of Mario as Bugs Bunny. He was like, what's up, Doc? That's better. Okay, much better, for sure. At some point, we'll definitely do stuff with Bugs Bunny, and as I mentioned, also... I mentioned this before as far as the Dreamcast Racing showcase case we're going to do. One of the games we're going to show off in that does have Bugs Bunny in it, which is Looney Tunes Space Race. So, we'll definitely get our Bugs Bunny love going. And also, as I mentioned, also, with the garden thing with this, I also in some ways get a perspective like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, weirdly enough. Except in this case, like, yeah, we're not getting eaten with the Cheerios, potentially. Like, we're just going through, destroying everything. It's like, yeah, I guess Mario's parents aren't here because, I mean, going to Yoshi's Island, as we mentioned... Yeah, that's where you sort of had Mario's parents a little bit. Well, Baby Mario's parents, and then Mario Golf came around, and you realize, wait a minute, no. Baby Mario and normal Mario are not the same. It was like, wait, that's weird. And, of course, in Yoshi's New Island, they totally retcon the way that ends. I'm watching the 2000 series of Looney Tunes. Yeah, I heard about that. I mean, actually, weirdly enough, it's been coming on my YouTube feed constantly recently. Which is interesting, I guess, because I guess there's been... I don't know if feasibly there's been, like, a renaissance as far as, like, Looney Tunes that way, or not. Or maybe also the other thing is that a lot of it also is on HBO Max, so you have that perspective of being able to have your Looney Tunes case. That is when they don't censor it, but that's another story. But that being said, still having the idea of, Looney Tunes, and remembering these classic characters that, I guess, weirdly enough, a good bring-up, honestly, like, first with this, because I'm thinking, very popular across time, the same way these, Mario Land games were, but for some reason... Okay, I'm gonna get the life now. Oh, no, I'm not. I keep thinking that. I was like, no, we're not getting it. And that probably gonna get rid of my bunny outfit. Yeah, unfortunately it did. But, yeah, the idea that, in some ways, very popular as far as going back in the day, but maybe not as remembered as much anymore, but still has that fan base that feels never gonna go away. I mean, how you liking the, newer Looney Tunes series? I think I might have seen bits and pieces of it, which looked interesting for sure, but... As I said, I've only seen very little. And we mentioned also, or you mentioned specifically Duck Dodgers and the 24th and a half century, particularly the newer version of that. At some point I do have to get that game, but it costs a lot of money. But it is one of those that I want to get that. It's one that I would love to show that. Any other Looney Tunes games you'd want to see on top of that. So yeah, feel free to hit me with any of those you would like to see. That way, I also try and see if I can't get up there. And you know what? I'm gonna go this way. I never thought the characters being a sitcom would work, but it does well. And... Oh, perfect. Actually, oh, I can go back now. Perfect. I was gonna say, I'll go back and I'll be able to try and... Okay, I'm not gonna really get lives off of this. But try and see if I can't get... Okay, actually, no, I can use the outfit for this. It's hysterical. Okay, so you'd recommend the Looney Tunes program from 2011 for that. Okay, alright, so I have to jump up higher, or jump on that block, and then make a jump, and then hold. But yeah, that's interesting. I think maybe that's the other thing, I guess, about Looney Tunes, the idea of, like, the different characters that kind of go along with things, that sometimes the thought of, if they're going to put them in a take like that, how would that necessarily work? And actually, in a lot of ways, now that I'm thinking about it, aside from that, you didn't necessarily get a lot of examples of when, you know, all the Looney Tunes characters tended to be right next to each other in the same place. I mean, sometimes, like, a lot of the movies would, but... So in that way, it kind of makes it interesting, the idea of seeing those characters kind of playing off of each other in a way that you don't always see. I mean, as I mentioned, some of the movies like the Space Jam films, Looney Tunes Back in Action, which is a very funny movie, speaking of things that are hysterical with Looney Tunes, and underrated as far as Looney Tunes on top of that. So in that case, yeah, the idea of, like, a sitcom for them, that would feasibly make a lot of sense, and get the sense of, okay, what's interesting going on with, you know, characters you sometimes expect to see together, and then maybe other ones as well. Woo! I guess also going to, like, the Looney Tunes games case, I mean, I know there actually was one on Game Boy, which also got a Game Boy Color version as well. Actually, no, there are a lot on the Game Boy Color, and also on the regular Game Boy. The regular one on the Game Boy, I think there are ones based on, like, Daffy Duck, the Marvin missions. There are a lot that Infogrames made, which actually they made the Looney Tunes Space Race. We'll see that when we play that. They made, like, I think 3 of them at once on the Game Boy Color, specifically. So it's kind of interesting to see, like, all that Looney Tunes representation that way. Alright, yeah, just go upwards and backwards like this, and go up there to hit the bell. And we got it. I believe it does randomize, by the way, now I'm thinking about this, the bonus game you get, I think. Unless chat, that's not right. Feel free to let me know if that isn't, and... I'll correct the record, or I'll correct the record in a few days. Alright, so yeah, they were going in the chimney. And here we go. Now, here's where the boss is, although, as I mentioned, even like the boss levels, you tend to have a bit of a level you go through to start with it as well, as you're hearing, like, the creaking music, the oh, you! And then, that guy wants to steal my, life. I'm like, yeah, no, he's not stealing my life. It's my second time watching it, specifically. Okay, so in that case, the idea of, I guess, coming back to that again, feasibly, because actually I've gotten that sense with people too, the idea that sometimes they'll come to something that maybe they saw once but weren't completely sure about, or then they attach to it later and really kind of get into it. I mean, I'll definitely have to take a look at that. So thank you for the recommendation and the discussion about it. Alright, okay, now I have my max coins, so actually all the coins I'm going to get are not going to matter much, but that's fine. So in that case, after I beat this boss, we'll go back to the cave and we'll get that taken care of. Alright, give me my life! Alright, that was weird. It kind of held the sound a little more. Whoa! Okay, I should be more careful. But I said, with this game, I tend to die because I'm not careful. But at least I could say, yeah, it's my own fault for the purpose of that. Whoa. Boom. Alright, so there are the pair of Goombas. Yeah, this is definitely a weird house. Like, yeah, I don't know who has, like, the spike things going on. And then they surround that by, you know, books being held up by, bookends. Well, I guess, the boss here does. Oh, finally, I don't know, I guess he's just infesting this house. This is Ricky, by the way. He will go through the pipes, and he will go around different ones, and it goes like that. He'll do the Super Mario World thing that, Morton, Koopa Jr., and also, what's his name? Roy do. Where they'll go on the ceiling and they'll try and jump on you. The Looney Tunes series of 2005 is great, too, if you take the original Looney Tunes and then give it a modern look, which is definitely something interesting to that as well. And also, I guess the other thing, which is the idea of, with Looney Tunes, the idea of reinventing that for a bunch of generations, and getting a sense of how do you hold Looney Tunes around for years as it's been. Okay, so yeah, before we go to the next level, so yeah, feel free, ElecVerse and chat to tell me what you want to see next. I'm going to use those coins that I got and play the 999 coin game. Now, here's the deal with this one. You can't lose on this one, like all the other ones. The other ones had the wizard or witch on that. So in that case, it was a problem that way. If you hit that, you get nothing. In this case, though, you have some nice rewards on here. You have 5 up, 20 up, 99 up, and 500 coins. So let's see what we stop on. I'd like to see Tree Zone. Awesome, you got it. So let's see, we're taking into Tree Zone. Almost got 99, but 5 lives is fine. That would be interesting getting 99 up. So I was like, and feasibly, the other thing is that for the castle at the end, I think that's a good idea, maybe, to have as many lives as you can. We're gonna see exactly why that is. But alright, here is the tree zone. So yeah, we do have the ants there, as well as the, buzzy, not hornets, I guess they're like flies or something. Alright. Yeah, we're going tree zone, and yeah, this is also sort of nature-based, as we have frogs jumping around. Okay, yeah, the little moles that have, like, the drills for noses. So, yeah, there you go. You're definitely getting your weird stuff with Mario. I mean, to go back to that, because that was a great thing to go into, I mean, you got weird stuff with Mario anyway, to some degree, but there's something, you're right, there's something to be said about this one, like, ooh, what was that? That flashing, hedgehog, perhaps? Or something. I don't know what that is. Anteater? Alright, whatever he is. Yeah, fine, I'll put a edit on what it is when I edit this, because I think they do give an indication in the manual. Fine, I died to him, but that's fine. I do love that music also when he died, the So, honestly, in some ways, yeah, you're frustrated, so like, oh, I wish I didn't get myself killed like an idiot, but also saying, like, for some reason, I kind of feel happy about it, like, it just feels so, you know, upbeat the way that the rest of this game does, and saying that, fine, I died, but it's maybe the most happy way to die that you can imagine. As far as in the game, anyway. Alright. Alright, so yeah, just run along, avoid the, frogs. The, hidden eggs, by the way, is in the next level, I believe. Okay, yeah, I almost was gonna hit him, but I want to see. You know, I can see Bugs duking out with Wario. Yeah, I can as well. I mean, here's the other thing. I don't know how many of the other, Wario games you played, particularly, the Wario Land stuff, of which there were the 3... Well, fine, the two on the Game Boy, the 1 on the Game Boy Color, including, Oh, Bugs Bunny. Okay, sorry. Wario would fit in with Bugs Bunny. Sorry. Fair enough. Because as far as actual insects, Wario, I'm pretty sure, has fought them. Probably in Wario World on the GameCube, which is my treasure, by the way. As far as the perspective of him as a cartoon character that way, yeah, I would get that too. You're right. As far as, you know, Bugs Bunny maybe doing something weird, and Mario or Wario want to come up with these weird schemes to, like, get Bugs Bunny or get somebody else, or I guess maybe almost like the Daffy Duck case, although not completely that way. I mean, actually, in some ways, to really think about it, so I'm glad you brought this up, I almost wonder if maybe... Because, alright, I know one thing as far as the way that Wario was created. Wario was created because it was kind of a takeoff on Mario, and then they also then took the Japanese word for bad, which is warui, and said, okay, fine, that's where Wario's come from. They also did that when Waluigi came in to Mario Tennis, saying that, okay, fine, it's... I'm gonna get the life this time, thankfully. Where he said, like, very bad, as far as how that went. But the idea, in some ways, that Mario and Wario maybe are like the Bugs and Bunny and Daffy Duck in some way, in the sense that Mario always is the one who's respected. He's always the one that, you know, gets the princess, gets all of the good luck, feasibly. He's the hero that way, whereas Wario is well-liked by people, but also seems like maybe he's short-shrifted in some ways. And actually, there is a tie-in comic that went with this game in Nintendo Power. I'll go on out and we do Turtle Zone, because actually the boss of Turtle Zone is specifically in that comic. So actually, that is an interesting thought now I'm thinking about it. So, good thing you're bringing that up, because I'm thinking, well, yeah, you know, Wario is kind of carved a niche out. Even the way the commercial of this game went, where the way they had the voice, it's not Charles Martinet doing it yet, because he eventually would voice Wario, but just the idea of like join up with Wario, not Mario, and like those perspectives, like him hypnotizing people. I'll put a link to what that is, because if you have never seen that commercial, it is quite something. But yeah, I get that. As to go back to the Bugs and Daffy thing. Oh right, okay. If you spin on them, they explode. So yeah, don't do that. And the sap, by the way. You can jump in that kind of like when you're in the bubble. Just keep jumping and you go up. And it also is kind of all over the place, so you kind of jump along with it that way. Whoa. But I guess to go back to that, the idea that, you know, Wario kind of carved the niche out, and maybe the thought that sometimes the thought, like, you know, like with Bugs Bunny, you know, he's kind of the straight man in some way, or the straight rabbit as it is. And the idea, I guess he's the good guy, and maybe some of the more villainous or conniving characters in some way might be more like Daffy Duck, or like with Wario, to some degree, because remember what happened with Wario. The sequel to this game is basically the idea that, spoiler warning, we're going to beat Wario. So I don't think that's much of a, you know, problem that way to say that, oh, by the way, we're going to miss that. Also, I do think I might have needed the rabbit power-up for that, so we're going to go through this again and come back. Because that is where the secret exit is. But what happened is that at the end of this game, after we beat him, Wario said, you know what, I'm sick of, you know, not having a castle, even though I stole Mario's. I want my own. So let me go to Kitchen Island to get one, to get enough treasure for it. And then, WarioWare came around, where he basically said, you know what, fine, let me make more money, let me just become the software king of all these things that I'm doing. And so, in that way, it kind of has like a Daffy Duck perspective, or a Looney Tunes perspective of him saying like, fine, I got this idea. Or even just the idea of him maybe being a little more attuned with stuff like that. Like, even with the Mario Party games, one thing that's interesting about the Mario Party games is the way the voice of that was going. Like, you even had like the Japanese version, he has a line when he gets a star saying, "Oh my god!" And it's kind of interesting, the idea how that's going. Definitely more of a case of that. I see Mario almost as I Am Weasel, or, okay, like, I Am Weasel from, the Cow and Chicken Show went on its own thing. Smart and universally loved, whereas Wario's like IR Baboom, selfish, universally hated, and the butt of every joke. Yeah, actually, that's a good comparison, too. And, actually, now I'm thinking about it. As far, because I know we mentioned a lot of the Cartoon Network stuff before, and we should play a game for that. I know you mentioned, what was the Smash Brothers, take on Cartoon Network? I know you said it wasn't very good. I'm trying to remember, is that, like, one of the only games that has, like, IR Baboon and I Am Weasel? And I think there was one that did. I don't know if it was just that one. Maybe it was, like, in the GameCube, Xbox, PlayStation 2 era that had it. But, yeah, that's another one. The idea that, you know, actually, that's maybe even a better one, because remember, IR Baboon wants to be, you know, the hero all the time, and he always tries, and, yeah, nobody is going that. You know what? I'll tell you one thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit the start button. When you, beat a level, and you've already beaten it, you hit start, and you hit select, you leave. I want to go get a, I want to go get the, rabbit hood. Or, fine, the bunny hood. I keep calling it that. We're calling it that. It was, Cartoon Network's Punch Time Explosion. Yeah. Was, I'm trying to remember. Was, fine, I'll let myself die, because I can find another one of these items here. Was, I Am Weasel and IR Baboon in that game? Or in any other ones? And as I said, just because it's a bad game doesn't mean necessarily that, oh, it's off limits. As I said, we have the April Fool's Day show, or we just want to see it because then we can go into our memories of what we really like about something like Cartoon Network, or Looney Tunes, because honestly, with Looney Tunes, you know, that case where sometimes the games are a little uneven in quality, in some cases, not Looney Tunes Space Race, that game's awesome, and I'll show you exactly why in November. But with maybe some of the Cartoon Network stuff, the idea of maybe doing that, because I know the Cartoon Network stuff is a little different in terms of how much of it was really good and how much of it wasn't. But if nothing else, even when we did Batman Forever, hey, we'll play the good Batman games, no question, but also the idea that, you know, we get to that discussion of what it is, and get a sense of, like, okay, why is maybe the, some of the other games that don't do it justice get to be annoying to us or disappoint us. Alright, so I gotta find, where is the rabbit outfit? It is somewhere here. I don't know if he is. Alright, I'll see if he is. I'll probably edit here in the edit version of this when I put it up in a couple days, and also see what other one of those games are, specifically, because, like, you're right, we should probably, along with the Looney Tunes stuff, along with some of these other things, we should probably take a look at some of these other things, and we mentioned, like, the Cartoon Network stuff often as it's been, so I think in some ways it makes sense to kind of do that. Okay, alright, fine, yeah, there are the hidden blocks up there, because I believe there is maybe the carrot up here somewhere, I think. Whoa, I think. Or at least a bunch of coins. Oh, here's the other thing. If I can't find it here, what I'll do is I'll go back to the, tree stump or wherever it was and try again. Or, actually, no, better. Let's finish this again, and there's usually that as the item. So we'll see if I can get it off of here. Okay, fine. It's this one, so it's not going to be as good to it. Let's see. Alright, not quite. I mean, we'll get the hidden exit, don't worry. I'll make sure we get it. I'm not gonna ignore it. You know, fine, let's go to the next level, because this is not the boss, by the way. Actually, there are 2 levels on the side here. In fact, I think Tree Zone is the longest zone that's in the game, I believe. As far as the level count of it. I'll find another fire flower. Let's see what we can find for that. Yeah, because they do give you the, carrot enough, but sometimes it's the idea that, wait a minute, do you want to find, or can you find him? Alright, fine, the bee thing, I'm going back to, alright, fine. That's one thing Super Mario Galaxy does not do. You don't have the skull bees going on for that. So, like, yeah, no, that's not good. Or you have those weird looking, I guess bees as well, come down. Yeah, so yeah, you're right as far as the weird stuff for that. Alright. And then, yeah, the cute little earthworms there. You're just dying by my fire. So yeah, you go. Burn the worms. Yeah, so I'll look at that thing as far as like a Cartoon Network thing, and we'll feasibly do one of those. And also feasibly, like, hey, if you want to see that game for the April Fool's Day show, feel free to let me know, or whatever you'd like to see for that, because as I said, I haven't necessarily thought quite yet what I'll do for that. Alright, fine, this part is slowing down a bit. But, alright, fine, let's get out of here. Now, let's see if I could find one of those carrot power-ups. We'll find it. Oh, right, because you come down this one, and... Alright, I have enough time, so we'll just keep doing this. Feasibly will. Alright, there's the fire again, which they're not gonna die to. Alright, fine. This is where the game is really slowing down. I'll say that for sure, but... Okay, fine. I don't care necessarily that I lose the fire, because I don't want it. You don't need pants for victory dance. That's a reference to something, isn't it? Oh, that... Oh, right! That's the theme for I Am Weasel. You're right. You don't need pants for a victory dance. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, now I remembered. So I was like, just looking at that, I was like, wait a second, what was that? I was like, oh, yeah. So, it goes to what we said with Sailor Moon, another story we played that, actually, easily anything license we've played, which has been really the idea that, in some ways, it kind of, a lot of those things, it seems like sometimes the, remembrances of some of these things just kind of come out of nowhere. Alright, fine, all these bugs are dying. You don't need pants for victory dance, but I do need to start to kill everything this way easily. Whoa! Alright, what about this? Alright, that's the other interesting thing, feasibly, because actually I was mentioning the idea that, this is the last 2D Mario like this until New Super Mario Bros. And actually, New Super Mario Bros., interestingly enough, does have, the ability to hit blocks from the bottom, or from the top of them instead of the bottom. And that game, when you do that, if there's power-ups in that, they do, pop out. Alright, where is the hidden... Oh, perfect. Because I want to get that bunny thing. Yeah, I'll definitely look as far as that with, like, one of those Cartoon Network things. Again, there's this. Okay, fine, I got the life, but... It's weird, I'm getting bad luck at just getting the item I want. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. We'll do the next level. Okay, I'm thinking... Oh, yeah, sorry, now I'm remembering. I think when I did a test play, it is here. At least I think it's here. Oh, okay, that life is there, though, at least. Oh, shit! Yeah, I saw that happening. I was like, wait, no. You know, fine. I'm gonna go back and get the bunny thing, because I need to have that. Yeah, so like with Bugs Bunny, he needs his carrots, and we need this. Oh, you have the theme song for, I Am Weasel, so perfect. Now I'm thinking about that, I was just thinking about just the way, the only lyric that I Am Weasel has is when he says, I am Weasel! It's like, that's it. Okay, fine. We're playing this until we win. The carrot. Thank you for providing that, because as I said, it goes to the elements of that. Okay, getting closer. It's just only 50 coins. I'll just keep doing this until I win it. Got it, perfect. Awesome. Alright, let's go. Yeah, we'll come back later. We got what we need. Okay, so back in the tree zone, let's go back and get the hidden exit. Yeah, I won't screw this up because... Oh! Okay, because... Alright, I got the checkpoint, so alright. Like with the other Mario games, when you get a checkpoint in a level, even if you leave it, you have the ability to just go back to the, checkpoint when you come back. So, perfect this way. And with this, because I can just float forever, yeah, there's a whole level down there. It doesn't matter. I'm not getting anywhere with it. Unless I screw up and hit the spikes there, but, that's not happening now. It's also weird, like, the fact that this is, like, the tree sap. I didn't necessarily think that when I first saw this, but, like, yeah, you're right. Alright, there it is. Ugh. Yeah, because you do need the, carrot to get over here. Alright, got it. Fantastic. Alright, finally we can show the, hidden exit. Alright, so off in the distance there, way away from the tree, I guess it's buried, we buried something by the tree. When we get to Shenmue, it's gonna be the... Looking for the mirror, it's buried underneath the, or by the, cherry tree. So yeah, it is not, definitely a different case when we get to that game. Right, there we go. Alright, there are a lot of Koopas. I think there is a star here, or if not, there is, I can just kick one of them and get going. And there's life. Yeah, I think there is one at the end of this. Alright, there's another life at least. Alright, fine. We have time. We're gonna kill some Koopas. Or, okay, fine. I forgot. I picked it up. Wait, no. I gotta toss it. Actually, just kind of toss a little bit in an arc, so it's not like, oh, it's gonna drop it right away. I'll just kind of put it over his head. Okay, fine. Alright, it's not getting me lives, or there's not a star to do that, but at least it's getting me more enemy points, so then I get a star. So feasibly, I guess, if I killed more of these going along here, I'd be able to get a life really easily. In fact, I'll say this. This probably is one of the levels that, if you want to come here and grind lives, this is probably the one to do it. So basically have like 99 enemies killed, kill one of them, get the star for that, and just run like crazy. Or just burn them, that's the other thing you can do. Yeah, so it is a Koopa Massacre here at Super Mario Land 2. Or on Mario Land, or in Mario Land, because that is the world that this is. Whoa! That goes, I think, to the first indication that Mario has a, yeah, I think it is the first indication that Mario specifically owns a house, or owns a castle, anyway. Unless I'm forgetting something. Whoa! I think with that, we are set. We have our 50 lives, we're in good shape. Going into the boss, which is not going to be a hard boss, but honestly, we're going to need those more for when we go to the final level. Alright, wait a minute. Wait, I finished this level, didn't I? Oh, no, I didn't. I died here, so wait, no. Good thing I remembered that. Because I was saying, wait a second, it usually gives you the indicator that you finished the level on it, but, yeah, in this case I didn't, because, like, wait a second, I was going on the map saying I can't go up towards the boss. I was like, okay, fine, I didn't beat this part. Or beat this one. Yeah, we have no stone unturned on this baby. And it's worth doing that. Whoa. No stone unturned as far as the game itself, or discussions about it, or other aspects going on as far as the chat. Thank you very much for that, for sure. Alright, there is life. Yeah, as I said, they give you tons of these in this game, so if you know where to look and know how to handle, you're not going to game over. But as I mentioned, we're going to do game over case at the very end, just because I want to show off Totaka's song, because that's where it is. Actually, not dissimilar to where Totaka's song is hidden in Yoshi's story. In fact, it's pretty much the same, for the most part. Well, let's ring the bell and get myself a bonus game, or get us a bonus game that way. I drop the crane down and get the 3-up. Yeah, because they also give you 3-ups usually in the crane game minigame. So yeah, you're just getting tons of lives anyway. And I don't remember if this game has a hard mode the way that Super Mario Land 1 did. I know that I know it has an easier mode. I believe you hit select on a file, it is easier, but how it's easier, I do not know off the top of my head. Chat, if you know, let me know furiously if you remember, or I'll edit it either way. Alright, there's the owl. He will let me go up that way, but you also have to be careful, because, yeah, follow them on the platform, but I think they will sometimes go underneath, or hit into these block bridges, and you'll be falling. Oh, no, what happens is that they'll drop here. And, yeah, you have to spin on top of these to get the coins. In this case, be careful hitting the, or jumping onto the clouds, otherwise I'm gonna fall down and die. Whoa. Okay, for a minute I was like, wait a second, how's this going? Okay, there it is. Alright, I could feasibly just come here for it, but yeah, either or. We'll go up here and get items if I'm Small Mario or if I'm either Super or Fire Mario. Because one thing about Bunny Mario is I can't do spin jump, but either way. Actually, I don't think they actually even call it the spin jump. I think they call it the drill kick. I believe in this game. At least I think they do. Alright. Alright, yeah, worth doing that so I can get to the boss safely. Yeah, this is Kurosu. He's the birdie here. He'll just dive bomb you, and I believe he'll do it faster, feasibly, as you get more hits. He does that hoot, which yeah, definitely gives me a sound of Game Boy. How to get hit by him? I mean, either I'll look back on the play, just on the raw footage to get a sense of that. But yeah, I hit him, or he hit me, but that's fine. He's gonna die. He's not living long. Cause he's not that hard. He just moves faster. Okay, fine. I know why I get hit there. I didn't hit him center. All right, got him. I do have that woo sound when he dies. And there is a golden coin number 5, although actually, I guess feasibly you want to take what's the preferred order. I don't know. Is it left to right? I don't know what they necessarily say the expected order of this game is, but hey, that's the brilliant thing about this game, is that you could play it in any order you want. You can go any direction you'd like and still see the entirety of the game. And with that, our last world is going to be the Turtle Zone. Yeah, we got eaten by the Koopa Troopa, going under the water. I do love this kind of starry music. Actually sounds like something out of Super Mario Bros. 3. And there is the whale down there, so I guess it's sort of the way Monster was in Kingdom Hearts and Pinocchio as it is. Right, we're going into the tropical element in the water. Now, like a lot of the other cases, you're going swimming under the water, and it is the same way that most of the other Mario games handle it. You just go around swimming with the jump button. Avoid the Cheep Cheeps and all the other enemies, including, yeah, the shark. Yeah, avoid the shark. I don't think you can kill him, so just get out of the way. Oh, fine, you can't kill him unless you have the invincibility, which I guess maybe the way this is going, I might be able to get it on this level. Assuming I find a fire flower somewhere. I do have this Calypso take on the theme song of this game. It goes to the idea, as I mentioned earlier, I think we mentioned before, the idea that it has, like, the one motif it's going through, but it comes up with unique ways of running it, and it's definitely something to be said as far as, you know, how the music is. So technically the same track a lot of the times, but it doesn't feel like it. And also, in this case, you also do have the benefit of being small. Like, yeah, I can go underneath here, and like Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario does not drown. At least not in the 2D games, he doesn't. In the 3D games, he does. Which is weird. Yeah, I guess in the 2D games, Mario is able to breathe forever, but in the 3D games, like, yeah, he gained lungs, apparently. Ooh. Yeah, careful the shark. Whoa. Yeah, not too hard as far as it, but sometimes the idea you see that big sprite, you're thinking like, okay, I want to get out of the way of this thing. But we got through. As far as the item here, okay, I missed. I wasn't actually looking. I just hit the B button on it. But yeah, the hidden level or hidden exit here is actually on stage 2, so it's here. Actually, it's actually pretty early in the level. And you kind of have to be Small Mario. Actually, no, I think you do have to be Small Mario to get it. Hello, Dolly Finn. Good to see you. We are playing Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins for the Game Boy. Good to see you tonight for this game. Let us know any memories you have on this one. The second of the Super Mario Land games. We played Super Mario Land 1 last year. Like, first wanted to see them all, and we're going through them all. Starting with, or going along with the next one. Having a great time so far. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good week. And, yeah, feel free to hit us with anything you got. As we find the hidden exit on Turtle World. Or Turtle Zone. They call them zones in this game, so it's like Sonic to a certain extent. Yeah, this is the hidden area, but this is tough to get through because you have to be Small Mario to get through, and you have all of the enemies you have to avoid, and you have to do some very specific things and be fancy to avoid getting hit. Avoid getting stabbed or avoid getting hit by the bonefish, which actually was in Super Mario World. So yeah, they're pulling stuff from Super Mario World in this game the way that we were mentioning earlier in the program. Alright, woo. And you hear this wonderful music, as I mentioned, by Kazumi Totaka. And yeah, watching out for the shark. You just go underneath the shark all that way, get to the star door, and we are done. That's the hidden exit for this, and it takes us to our bonus area going into... Fine, climbing through the water and out the pipe over here. Or out the pipe here for this island. And the Calypso thing with the main theme of this game, and I love it so much. Again, it bears repeating. That's the idea. It just is so cool to always listen to this. It just sounds so happy and upbeat. Now I'm thinking about it, kind of like in some ways a perfect one for the start of summer a little bit. Even like the way the color palette I have for the Super Game Boy running for this one. Yeah, and spin jump the block here in the center, you get a life. Which I have 57, so yeah, we're gonna be fine. We're not getting game over. Also, the coins here. They spell out Mario Land 2, and we'll see that as we go along. Boom, boom. But in the case of this one, I gotta spin jump it. Boom. And get the money bag. Yeah, we're definitely getting our coin case running, even though the coins are not going to give us lives on their own the way that they used to. And as mentioned, also, Mario's the rabbit. Here we go. Boom. And as ElecVerse you were mentioning, just to go back to that, yeah, the Bugs Bunny take of like, yeah, Mario, are the Turtles Koopas? Yeah, in this one they are. Which is interesting because, as I mentioned earlier before we jumped on, at least I think before we jumped on, we were, for Super Mario Land last year, they looked like Koopa Troopers in that game, but because it was Sarasa Land that we're running, They're not exactly the same. In this case, they are. But there, as we mentioned as well, there are also weird indications of some of these enemies, including like Ghost Koopas, enemies that look like Jason Voorhees, and Dracula, who we murdered with fireballs. Alright, so now here we go. We have our perspectives. Also, when you're under the water with Bunny Mario, there's nothing different as far as the way that he controls... Or fine, the way he controls that way, but in that case, yeah, I got hit with the shark. Yeah, there's wonderful chill music as far as the... And it is nice stuff. Definitely captures that Game Boy feel. Alright. Yeah, and like the other games also to go to, yeah, I picked up the Koopa Troopers that way, but he's just standing on my head. It's like, yeah, it's like Mario, I guess, with the Koopa hat, but I believe they will come out of the shell after enough time, won't they? I kinda just want to sit here and see this happening. Or... Okay, I guess they don't. And I can hold it while swimming. Alright, so... Okay, fine. It died, I guess, because I... Okay, either I hit into the wall that way, or it just said, like, fine, I don't want to... I can't take this anymore. Right, yeah, this is not a hidden exit area, but I want to see, because there's a lot of hidden areas in the sunken ship here. So yeah, we got into the turtle zone, got eaten by the turtle going in the water, but then we have a sunken ship, and we also have a whale. Whoa. And bullet bills coming out of the gun. Oh, okay, so it takes me around the other way. So it's another path. Alright. Well, okay, it is another path, but in that case, it blocks it off when I hit that with the invisible block. I can't believe it's almost 2 hours. You almost finished this game. It's felt like 5 minutes. I mean, I guess that's the idea of, like, the time flying case, but also the idea that this is kind of a shorter game, but, as I said, also something that, as I said, we'll get a good play out of this game, for sure. Because, hey, that's the idea. And it's interesting that way, too, because, as I said, and I think it's also the idea, like, sometimes the idea of it melting away, as far as it, you know? As far as it, and it is a nice thing for that. And I guess it goes to the idea of, as I mentioned with Game Boy, just the idea that, well, this game, Game Boy and portable gaming in general, the thought of sometimes having, you know, another perspective or kind of a shorter play session. Actually, in some ways, the idea of, you know, finish a game like this in one sitting, you think, oh yeah, growing up, you usually wouldn't. But, something like this, I guess I am, as far as it, but yeah, so far. But yeah, I guess it's been longer so because I've died because I've been reckless in some cases. Like, almost reckless here. I could throw that into the Koopa there, and it'll bounce in the wall probably and kill me. So I don't want to do that. Now it's probably better to do that because I got the checkpoint. Oh shit! And good thing I got the checkpoint because, yeah, I was stupid like that dying. But as I said last week, the idea that when we're having a game for this, I'm not going to necessarily just rush through it to get a sense of, oh, we have to finish it for a show. We're going to give it the full play, and if it's a longer game, then there's that. And if it's a shorter game, we'll make it be substantial. And as I said, I'll also show off some of the stuff that go along with that. In this case, also showing off all the extra levels, all the hidden exits, going in the levels in the order you wanted to see, and thank you very much for that. And then also showing the Totaka song I'll show at the end. As I mentioned, I have to get a game over, and otherwise I'd probably have to, you know, sit here probably for an hour or so just trying to lose all those 56 lives I have. And now trying to go through the maze to try and get out. Yeah, sometimes it just pays us to stay on the ground or stay in the water, just walk along with... Even though it takes a longer time to do that. And I think the the exit is over here. The hidden exit we already did. I have to be careful of this, I guess, the sword blade. Yeah, this is a sword blade. I can see the little, markings on the side of it. Yeah, but don't jump into that spike. That'd be horrible. But, alright, we hit the bell and we got the bonus game. And they do give you a long time limit on that level, specifically for the purpose of it being kind of a labyrinth. Alright, there we go. Bunny Mario, we have once more. Alright, and now the boss level of Turtle Zone. Yeah, we are going into the whale, so yeah, just like Monstro from Pinocchio and Kingdom Hearts. And Pinocchio specifically, also there is a game based on Pinocchio for the Genesis and the Super Nintendo. And they were going to port that to 32X, but it never came around. So yeah, in that case... Oh, right, I forgot. When you're in the whale, I guess you jump through his... I don't know, stomach acid? I don't know, I mean... Fine, I'm getting feasibly stabbed here as far as stuff like this. I don't know what it is. You can sort of swim in that. And in this case, yeah, the Goombas are being protective, because, yeah, they have, deep-sea diving gear. Whoa! Okay, it looked like I almost got hit by that. Thankfully, the little droplets up there are not going to hurt if I touch them, so we set. Whoa. Yeah, but the spikes or the, I don't know, not, fine. I don't think whales have an epiglottis, so there you go. At least I don't think they do. There you go. There's 100. Let's just start running through enemies. Yeah, you're invincible for the star, and just run through them, get a bunch of lives, and you missed that one. Boom. Okay, so yeah, he has the lining thing, and then also... Okay, fortunately I got 4. You get 5 or more, you get lives. Or start get lives off of that. Yeah, swim through that. So, like, yeah, there you go. That is your way through. Alright, here is the boss here. This is... This is Paco. He is an octopus, and as I mentioned earlier in the show, there's a comic that Nintendo Power made, which was the... Okay, yes, you can also kill him with fire, which it did. It takes 6 fireball hits to kill him, and I think you can combine that with the jump. Yeah, we killed him really quickly. In that comic, which was actually included in the Super Mario Adventures comic that Nintendo Power made, and they've novelized that since. And I think I referenced it when we played Luigi's Mansion. There is a comic that is based on this game, where it's basically Wario saying that he invites Mario to his castle, and we have all 6, so we can go to his castle now, so fitting. And with that, the door opens, so we can go in there. He said he invited him to his castle, but you basically invite him there on the pretext of, you know what, I'm gonna kill him on the way there. I want revenge because when we were children, we played cowboys. Mario was always the cowboy. I was always the cow rustler. I was always the one who was in trouble with that. And then the one time I got to play as the cowboy, Mario was an asshole to me and made fun of me. So it's the idea that feasibly Mario as the villain, inadvertently, because he's like walking around and saying like, okay, fine, we're gonna be the villain this... Well, fine, he's not really doing that. He's just going through and just thwarting his plans pretty much by accident. And Paco, the boss we saw over there, he actually kills him by accident, saying like, oh, he's not feeling well, because he's like, wait a second, why are you in, you know, freshwater? Aren't you a saltwater, creature? He's like, yeah, that's why I'm feeling bad. He's like, so feeling sick. He's like, fine, have some salt, I'll pour it into your water. He's like, that's really nice, but he realizes, like, and then he dies, and he's like, oops, I poured sugar in here. So he accidentally killed him by putting sugar in the water. But I guess feasibly the idea that Mario, you know, I guess not meaning it that way. Mario vs. Wario. That is the name of the comic, ElecVerse. That is correct. So I guess you're familiar with what it is. It is quite an interesting read as we're going into the final castle here, which is insanely hard. I lost like 30 lives doing this on the test play. Well, and yeah, that's part of the reason why the fireballs and things here as we're trying to do that. It is a great comic. Oh, fine. The Super Mario Adventures comic in and of itself is amazing anyway, but that part of it is kind of like the great cherry on top as far as the idea, and the idea of, you know, Mario saying, like, you know what, feasibly he's not meaning to be bad, but he almost inadvertently is. It's almost like in Kirby's Adventure, where Kirby is inadvertently the villain in that game. But in that one, it's like Mario saying, like, fine. In this game, it makes sense, like, fine, his castle was stolen when we were out, you know, saving Sarasaland, so we gotta get it back. Whereas in the case of that one, it's like, yeah, Mario being young as a child, and maybe... I guess not being in tune with that, saying like making fun of Wario as the cowboy, but it is interesting and an interesting kind of you know, connection of sorts to this game. Although interesting enough, I don't think necessarily that. I mean, I think it had to be based on this sort of, but as I said, it's also kind of like an alternate lore thing. All right, there we go. Also, that piranha plant statue will not shoot fire. Also, you don't want to run off that. Lest you do what I mentioned, which is when you're on a platform like that, you run, or holding the run button, walk off, do the hop, and you'll die. Oh, fine, I'll die if I hit into that. Although being small here actually helps, because I'm just running underneath. Also, one other thing, this level, you have no checkpoints here. So if you die anywhere, you have to start all over. Thank God we have 55 lives. I don't know if we're gonna need that many, but we'll see how this goes. Especially getting to this part, where you have to crouch down, and be in time with where the platforms are, and avoid falling into the lava. That is an instant death. And also... right there, because the platform stops underneath it, so you have to walk off specifically and crouch specifically if you're a large Wario, or Super Mario, I should say. Not Wario! Oh, shit! And sometimes get stuck. Yeah, I died a lot doing the test for that part alone. So we'll see also at the end what the count is going to be of my deaths. I will probably put a count on this when I edit this. And then afterwards, we'll do the Totaka song thing. And yeah, as I mentioned, a little bit of a short one tonight, but... I think what we'll do is, well, I mean, next week will sort of be short with the game we're doing, because I haven't actually announced what it is. I'll announce at the end of the show. But I definitely will have a little something for that, as far as, you know, the game that way. And, actually, you know, fine, I'll say what it is now. It's Donkey Kong Country. Because it's actually also me going back to me playing Donkey Kong Country 1, which I did before I had this going consistent. And I don't have the recording of it, so we're going to play it. And I'll use the Switch to play it because I don't want to give you a seizure case when we get to Torchlight Trouble. It is mostly the same anyway, and it fills that gap of it. And I said, like, you know what? I have a free week because of me realizing that, you know, we finished Sailor Moon of the story faster than I thought. So, yeah, let's do Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, in that case, you have to also stand right at the edge of this platform and crouch, otherwise you're going to get hit. And if you're off even a little bit, that spike ball will hit you and you'll be in trouble. Oh. Yeah, this definitely is hard. This is, in fact, I'll say this is definitely the hardest part of the game, which makes sense because it's the end of the game. But still, as I said, 30 lives I took playing this on my test. In fact, I think I tested this when I was at work, and I said, I can't beat this before my work break ended, or as Chasm22 always loves to say, uh-oh, it's actual work time. Yeah, before actual work time happened, I was not able to beat this, so I took it home. It's like, finally put the Super Game Boy in, and finally beat it, and then eventually I did. Alright, so far okay, but as I said, there's hard parts of this, and we have to fight Wario here. And he has 3 forms, by the way, so that is the idea. This is actually probably one of the hardest parts right here. So if I can get through this, I should feasibly be golden, but we'll see. I mean, we're beating this game, don't worry. I'm not going to say, no, we don't beat this. Whoa. Okay, that's the weird thing, is you kind of have to run off, because I mentioned when you do the run off, you do the hop by your own, without your control. And you have to duck right away. Also here, the floor. The second floor panel of each of these is going to trigger the trap in that light over there under the Goomba blocks. You can easily run through this and take hits, but if you jump right, you can avoid it. Now, I'm trying to avoid it. If I had the bunny power-up, I think it would be okay to do it. Okay, I avoided it. Thank God. By the way, if you do hit that, a hand will come down. Fine, if I die again, I'll show it. Or I'll put a picture here on the YouTube site showing what it is if I don't die again. Well, I also have the spike platforms, or the skull platforms that fall, and that's always where I get nervous, you know, getting stuck on those. Alright, so next time I get through there, I will show what the hand does. Because you do get enough items as you go along. So, that is... I mean, it's fair this way. It's not like, oh yeah, this is unfair. It's just really hard. And you don't get the bunny outfit for any of them. And you have to jump really quickly there to avoid the big fireball by the Piranha Plant statue. But not all of them will shoot fire, as you're seeing. Whoa. It's also where the high jump, which you press up in the jump button, is going to be your best friend. At least for parts of this. Whoa. Chose this dub for a fan-made sequel to Super Mario Adventures. Oh, really? Okay, I don't know if I've seen that, so thank you for providing that, ElecVerse, because I really like that comic. Just to go back to that. I think I mentioned that before. I guess you're saying you probably agree with that. So, you have that perspective and the idea that people really like that. Ah, crap, it slipped off. Yeah, fine. This is where the length of the game is going to happen, feasibly, but I believe we will probably finish this probably in half an hour. The music is so reminiscent. Reminiscent period or reminiscent of something? Because I just don't even... Have you played this game? You have familiarity with Super Mario Land 2? Or feasibly the other Mario Land games? Oh, fine, 1, because I know you were in when we played Mario Land 1, I should say. Or something else. Or it has maybe this perspective of the thought of, you know what, finality of the final battle of us going to find Wario. Well, yeah, Wario is not screwing around in the game that is his debut. It's like a backdrop to many years of my life. Okay, so... I guess you've played this game before, you have a perspective of it, or maybe the music. Maybe the atmosphere of it. I played the other ones. Okay. So, there you go. So, those are the ones that you have that perspective to. So, and it does have that, we were mentioning this before, but the music really definitely gets to that as well. Okay. Because we were mentioning that when we were playing this earlier, the idea that this really reflects the Game Boy, specifically, of what it came out of. And just that idea of, like, what was gaming like for Game Boy? What was, like, that sound, that atmosphere that it was creating? And WoW is kind of putting me back in 1992, and that's despite the fact, as I mentioned, the first game in this franchise I played was Super Mario Land 3, or Wario Land, as it was. So, in that case, I did not play this one until way later. Alright. Also, the other thing is, yeah, basically just make the jump. Okay, don't jump too lightly. That's my problem. So, that's the idea. And unfortunately, I said there are no checkpoints here, so we have to go through this whole thing in one run. So yeah, this is where the difficulty's coming, so... fair enough. We went through this game, we got through what we needed to, but yeah, this is where it's going to be coming to I guess, fruition or to, something. Yeah, and also, yeah, I got hit. You see that shrinking thingy going along. Yeah, you don't have, by the way, you don't, as far as I'm aware, I don't think you really have much as far as flashing to yourself as far as invincibility frames. It's just as, fine, the invincibility frame is while Mario's shrinking. It's right, Mario is like Wario in the Dorkly universe. Yeah, and that actually, it's funny because you're not the only one who's mentioned that this week with the Sonic Origins release, as far as certain things about that. But also the idea that, you know, I guess Mario potentially being, you know, I guess, sort of the bad guy to some degree. I mean, I guess, or like that idea might be as far as it. So like that, I guess the role reversal take of like the idea of maybe Mario being the goody two-shoes, maybe there's something about that he's not telling us. Or as you mentioned when we played Super Mario RPG, the idea that, you know, I can, you know, make Mario to be pretty much a totally horrible person to everybody, just saying like, yeah, you know what, fine, Mallow, not helping you find your coin. This guy who lost his wallet, we're not giving it back to him. We're just gonna be, again, not a good person feasibly for that, but just make Mario that way. I guess because the idea of like Mario being pure. Yeah, Mario's just evil as far as that, but it's like, yeah, no. That idea is like, when is Mario necessarily gonna have enough? Oh, shit. For that. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, maybe that idea of, like, you know, the potential of evil of Mario, like, what is that looking like? I guess Wario kind of being that to a certain extent, but in a lot of ways, as you mentioned, whoa, shit! Fine, I should just probably run and jump. Don't bother doing the, twist off, okay, or the move off, but see, that's the other thing, I'm sliding a little, not bad, but I'm like, okay, I don't want to get caught that way. You know, so, in this case, also, it's good for the discussion this way. So, like, yeah, that keeps going as I keep dying on this last boss, last level. Is that, yeah, this is where your challenge is coming on this one. But thank God I have 48 lives. As I mentioned, because lives are ridiculously easy to get in this game. You just keep going back to the old levels, keep getting them, keep coming back here. Yeah, well, Bowser tries to be a good and caring father, which is sort of canonical to some degree in Super Mario Sunshine, which I believe is the only game where he has a full voice, which is interesting. In fact, I think even Bowser Jr. asks, saying specifically, why do we keep chasing Mario? And he's like, yeah, I don't know, honestly. I guess the idea that Bowser sort of is trying to be a caring father to some degree as far as Bowser Jr., including like the parental controls videos they put out for Switch, along with the Super Mario Sunshine that way anyway. But it is interesting, that idea of the role reversal a little bit, as far as like, what if a character was evil and what is the representation of that? Actually, I'm doing a better job of avoiding these hand thingies than I did on the test play. Maybe just because I'm just running. So just run, jump. That's what I'm doing. Just don't stop. Just run, jump. Got it. Okay, there we go. So that's how you do it. But I don't want to lose the rest of this. Alright, fine. I also lied. There is a bunny hood power coming up. But, yeah, you don't get many. Yeah, it's mostly fire flowers, which is fine as far as what this is. But, okay. In this case, you have these platforms which will fall into the lava. Or, yeah, I didn't know it is the lava. And I think some will sort of go up, but yeah, just they're easier to avoid to jump off of than the other ones because you have more of a base to do the jump. Okay, we're doing good. All right, we're almost there. Oh, fine. Yeah, those will come down. They're not quite the thwomps, but yeah, they are the spiky things which I guess go to Super Mario World, like the ancient spiked, you know, protrusions that come out of Windy O Koopa's castle. Okay, here we go. So there are, sort of boss cases. Yeah, there's Wario's sort of face. Jump on it twice. It'll bounce around the room like a balloon. And it dies. I made 2 more of these, but the other thing is they'll go in a pattern like this. So run underneath that. Take into account the fact that there's physics on these. So they'll bounce along the walls specifically so you can kind of get them in a way, sort of. So you hit them. And then this one as well, because, yeah, they'll go this way. You basically just wait for your opening. That's what I realized doing in the test play. And sometimes because of when you hit them, they'll go off kind of randomly like that. Just want to avoid getting hit. Alright, got him. Alright, so that part's done, but, yeah, we are at Wario now. And we got fire. There are 3 phases of this fight, by the way. Here he is. So yeah, he is on the throne, definitely looking a lot puffier than we saw before. But yeah, here he is. Yeah, Wario. And his first part is he will walk around, he will try and jump on the ground, and he'll bring the chandelier down. Also take advantage of the fact that when you hit him, he's flashing like that, you can walk right through him. When he does the jump, he will stun you. You can't move. He will also bring down the chandelier. And the chandelier hits you, you're not going to be in good shape. You're going to get hurt. Yeah, 3 hits. He is done for now, and he will run away. We have 2 more phases. And in between each of these, you get a power-up. Yeah, right here is the bunny hood. And he's actually going to use the same powers I have. So right there, I got the bunny hood, or the bunny outfit. He does too. So what he's going to do, he's going to fly up in the air. He's going to come down and hit. And when he does that, he'll drop the chandelier down, and it'll hurt you if it hits you. So don't let that happen. And you will get stunned. Actually, you sort of get stopped anyway when he lands. So basically jump towards him when that happens so you try and hit him. Because, yeah, you won't have much time until he goes up again. Whoa, like that. Boom. And you can run out of the way while he's in the flashing state. Whoa. Yeah, just walk right into me. Perfect. So that's 3, and we have one more phase to this. And we have that, but you know what? I don't want it. He said, like, yeah, the bunny thing didn't work. Me being big didn't work. I'm going to burn Mario. So he throws the fireballs. You do not have the chandeliers to take care of. Just jump on and hit him 3 times, and I think I'm going to get him in record time. Okay, got him. There we go. And just like the Mario and Wario cartoon, he turns into a crying little baby case there. There he is. He says there's a blubbering case there. Yeah, I guess kind of like the elf take, but he's dropping my feet and give me that tongue thingy. I'm jumping out of my castle, even though it's mine. Yeah, taking Wario's flag down. It's sort of melting away, and I'm getting my castle going on here. So just like with Luigi's Mansion, we didn't get a castle now, we just got a house. I missed items for that to get it better. But yeah, in that case, we faded away the evil. We have my castle here with the Mario head as the awning in the front of the door. And we have the M. And there you go. There is our white flag. And that is the end of Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins. It is a short but sweet game. Mario, thank you very much. Your quest is over. And we're going to get the credits. We have a little more to this game. We'll go probably about 2.5 hours for the purpose of this, as we see all the enemies and everything we went through. My final thoughts on this, and feel free, chat, to go into yours as well, and I'll read them out. I love doing that when we did that last week. Yeah, Hiroji Kiyotake and Takahiko Hosokawa did the direction on this game. This is definitely a beloved game on Game Boy for a reason. It has a great atmosphere, style, terrific music. It's not very hard, but it is also something that it has a decent challenge. It will challenge you, as I said, especially the end of this, and I'll put a count here of how many times it took me to beat this, which was less than my test play, I'll definitely say that. You see all the enemies going. It has great music, a great atmosphere. It definitely showcases what the Game Boy could do as far as tech. In some ways with things that I don't even know if NES really showed off as well as this did, as far as even stuff with Mario. I mean, certainly stuff it showed better. I mean, it's full color. And there's a full color version of this, the DX game, that's not officially released, but it has been printed to cartridges. So yeah, you can find it, actually, for about the price this game tends to cost, which is $20. I love the music. Yeah, I do too. That's another thing. The music's terrific. It is Kazumi Totaka, as we mentioned, who did the music for Wave Race 64, and for Luigi's Mansion, which we played before on the show, and also for Yoshi's Story, which we'll play that for sure. And he also the voice of Yoshi starting in that game, when you have Yoshi doing the "We-have-oo!" That is the first time you heard him, and that is Kazumi Totaka doing the voice there. We'll definitely show that when we play that game at some point. We're going to run the Wii U version on that, and I think Nocturne might have called dibs on that one. I'll have to get with her as far as that, because the way I want to do that game when we play it, we're going to run the Wii U Virtual Console version for that, because the controls are going to be better for it, and also because it's emulated properly, unlike the Wii U edition, or not the Wii U, the Switch version. And they still haven't fixed it. The Switch version has big slowdown problems. Even with the patch yesterday to add Pokemon Snap, which seems like it's running fine, and there's 5 versions of that with different European languages going on for that. Yoshi's Story had a problem. So what I think what we'll do is we'll probably do it the same way as this one, in the sense that we'll have chat's discussion on what path they want to see us play through the main game, and we'll also have all the levels unlocked so we can go through them in trial mode. Yeah, I definitely like this game for sure. The music, the atmosphere, it's given us Wario, so there is Wario. Yeah, we'll see him a little later, and next time we come back to Super Mario Land, it will not be with Mario in it. In fact, it will be with Wario. Yeah, after we kicked him out in this game, he said, I want my own castle. So it's like, fine, let me save up the money, let me go on a treasure hunt and take care of that to get one. So that's where we're going to be going with that game, and that was my introduction to the Super Mario Land games, and my favorite one, which I guess maybe isn't fair because I came to it later, or I came to it first before these. But yeah, the first two are no slouches. even my thought of like, hey, they aren't as good as Mario Land 3, or Wario Land as it is, it's still something that, honestly, okay, that's a great attention to detail. I did not know that. Running the theater look, the lights come up when you get to the end of the game. Okay, that is cool. Oh, okay, and that guy fell asleep. That one's drinking coffee, or the woman there is drinking coffee. Okay, that is cool. So I'm glad I had this and ran this with the Super Game Boy. Yeah, but next time we come back to Super Mario Land, it will be with Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3 for the Game Boy from 1993. We'll definitely do that, for sure. Alright. Oh, they're playing a Game Boy game. Okay, I think, because they have, like, the link cable there. That guy's reading a newspaper, I guess because he's like, yeah, you know what, fine, we're done with this perspective. Although, one thing also to indicate is that with this, you don't have a reset. I'm hitting the start button. Oh, wait, no. Okay, fine, it did that because I wasn't hitting buttons. Okay, so it has an idle mode take. That's the color thing, which I switched back with. So yeah, we have to do a reset on this, and to reset, hit A, B, start and select. Yeah, see that weirdness? And what we're gonna do is, the last thing we're gonna do for this game, 31. I believe that is all of the hidden levels, or all the exits, I think. If I miss one, I'll edit in for the purpose of that. And here is the link for the evolution of Totaka's song. Thank you, ElecVerse, for indicating that. I'll put that in the link list, and let's talk Totaka's song, indeed. Because actually, I think this is the first time we're gonna hear it. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna run into the Goomba 5 times, or 6 times, get a game over. And we can also talk about Totaka's song as it is. As I mentioned, Kazumi Totaka did the music for this. I believe the first game he had where he had that was, X on the Game Boy. And what it is that he has this little jingle. We're gonna hear it. It is hidden. It's like an Easter egg in a bunch of games. Yoshi's Story has it. Luigi's Mansion has it. I don't know if we actually heard it when we played it. Some of the Mario Kart games have it. I think there might... I don't know if it was actually in... I think I said at one point Mario Kart 64 has it, and you have to stay on the... what is it? On the GP win screen for half an hour and it plays, but I might have been wrong about that. I can maybe take a look at that and see if it does do that, because I wasn't able to find anything about it. I don't think, feasibly, maybe ElecVerse, I don't know if in that link it goes into that, but it's kind of this hidden jingle he has, and the way it works in this game is actually the way it works a little bit in Yoshi's Story, where in Yoshi's Story, if you stay on the trial mode screen and play through 8 cycles of the music there, it'll play it. And we'll hear it for sure, but it is this kind of hidden Easter egg, and people say, like, hey, this kind of indication that Totaka has made the music for this game and something he's doing. So let me show you something we didn't see when we actually played, because, yeah, you got tons of lives and you're rarely going to see this. And that is a game over. So there it is. By the way, if you do get a game over and you have any of the golden coins, you lose them. And so what you have to do is you actually have to go back to each of the worlds again and fight the bosses again to get them back. But, yeah, in that case, there you go. And you have this nice, you know, night music that, again, even for me getting a game over, it looking feasibly maybe a little, intimidating a little. I mean, it's the front door of Wario's castle, feasibly, so there's that. But just the idea, it still seems very happy as far as it, or upbeat. So here's the deal. For this screen, when you get a game over, you sit here for, I believe, 2.5 minutes, and then you will hear the theme of, or Totaka's song as it is. Kind of this great little Easter egg as far as games are concerned. And actually, the easiest game to find it in, aside from Yoshi's Story, and I guess sort of this one, and the first one I actually ever heard it in, was another game he did the music for, which is Mario Paint on the Super Nintendo, where on the title screen you can click on the letters, and there's one of them you click. I believe it does the explosion of the it explodes everything with a bomb, and then what happens is it plays the notes for that. Yeah, we are going to hear that, so thank you, ElecVerse, for providing that. You just wait around for about 2.5 minutes. I did test it earlier just to make sure that it worked. Because I want to make sure I can at least show that perspective off. Actually, I think, you know what? I'll show one other thing after we hear this. Something brief. I'm going to actually let myself get a time over on a level. Just show how the speed up of that is going. Yeah, we're enjoying this stuff with Super Mario Land 2, and I'm having a good time with this game. And thank you, ElecVerse, for requesting this. It is a great time. And one, if you want to play it, is only $20 on the Game Boy. You can find a printed cartridge, a DX version that has a full-color visual perspective. And you can also get it on the 3DS on the Virtual Console there for $4 until next March. Or feasibly until August, because if you don't have funds on your Wii U or 3DS by the end of August, yeah, you can't buy anything anymore. And the codes won't work because there aren't anymore. They're pretty much all gone. Alright, we should get in that song now. Or, fine, next pass of it. There's always this thing, like, hey, finding this thing, you never think necessarily just leave it here. But, like, yeah, it's just kind of a great Easter egg hunt to try and find it. And there you go. There is your Totaka's song. So yeah, you hear that. Yeah, whenever you hear that, that is the sign of Kazumi Totaka on your game. And considering how good he is as far as music, yeah, I'm down with that. Okay, last thing we're going to do is we're going to show off the time over. Because, hey, we're doing full play of this. Get a 2.5 hour run out of this game. I was sitting here, and you know what? Fine, as the time is going down, yeah, feel free, chat, to let me know anything else you got as far as Super Mario Land 2. If you want to go on final thoughts of what you think of this game, I get the sense of this. ElecVerse, you love this game for sure. You've mentioned the idea of that for playing it on 3DS, which is a good way to play it for sure. Dolly Finn coming to this, really liking the music, the atmosphere it creates, the idea that it really showcases what Game Boy could do. And it definitely does. In fact, you know what? I will also show this. Because we're running Super Game Boy, I can do this very easily. No, not the control thing. Let's go to what it looked like on OG Game Boy. Oh, not like that. Boop, 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 boop. Alright, where is it? I mean, okay, fine. Yeah, look at weird graphics case. So, but there is the old... That's not quite it either. Okay, fine. That's the Game Boy Pocket look. There we go. So 3H, that is your original Game Boy look of Super Mario Land 2. This is what it looked like back in 1992. And with its 30th anniversary in October, yeah, it definitely is feeling good. It still is holding up nicely. And your traditional Mario hit for your Game Boy console, it is definitely a good one. As I said, it's not expensive even if you're going on Game Boy, and it is one to, you know, remember the good times of Game Boy and what it really did and how it took over the world and really put portable gaming into a strong place. You mentioned that we played Super Mario Land 1, and this game definitely continued that into the 90s, and it is a good time for sure, and good take for Mario, and a unique one, because as we mentioned, it is an open Mario game. And thank you also, chat, for guiding us through this game and saying, what do we want to see as far as order of levels? I realize I took control for half of that, admittingly, but still, I hope I got your perspectives of what you liked and what you wanted to see as far as going through this. It is a fun case for that, for sure. Okay, well, I'll wait for the time to go down, and I will definitely finish on this great music, because it's that fantastic. I could talk right now about the next couple weeks of the program. Next week, as I said, was going to be the 5th part of Sailor Moon of the Story, but we finished it last week, so we don't need to do it. I said, I'll pick something out myself for this. I said, what do I want to play? I kind of had a bunch of choices. Maybe I'll do a couple different things. I settled specifically on a game that we've already played for the show, but I didn't have a recording for it, or I don't have one anymore, so we're going to play it fresh. And it's a game I know and love, and one that I think fits because I have Donkey Kong Country 2 on the YouTube site with some of my old tech running that. We're playing the original Donkey Kong Country from Rare for the Super Nintendo, released in 1994. Next, we're going to be playing it. We will play it to 101%, and we're going to use the Switch Online to play it, because there's one level that has a flashing light. I don't want to edit that specifically for the purpose of playing on Super Nintendo. But when we get to Donkey Kong Country 3, by the way, eventually, which after that will be the next Donkey Kong game we're going to do, as far as the country stuff anyway, I'll use the Super Nintendo game to play through the whole game, and since it's going to take multiple parts, I'll also show off the Game Boy Advance version for one of those, particularly the extra levels it has. But next week is Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo, running through the Switch Online. The week after that, the Crochet Nerd 64 is coming back. We are going to be continuing on with The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. We start at the Town Shooting Gallery. If you saw the last part, the first part of it, yeah, we had a hell of a time of that. I've been practicing off-screen to try and make that work. Hopefully it won't take too long, because most of that night is going to be on him, except for the archery ranges. That's going to be me handling that. For the next part of the game, when we go into Snowfall, or the Snowfall Temple, and Snowhead, we're going to be having the Crochet Nerd 64 taking us through, and we'll see what's going to go on with the next part of the second Zelda game for Nintendo 64. And the week after that, Emetics is going to join the program. We are going to start the next RPG. Kind of RPG, but there's also a little bit of an action game, a bit of a shooter, and a bit of an RPG. Okay, there you go. There is your take of, time going, and it getting a lot faster. as far as the stuff for that. But yeah, we're gonna start Parasite Eve for the PlayStation. I'll run on the PlayStation 3. I gotta do some practice on that because I gotta get a sense of how long is this game gonna run. It's gonna be at least 3 months, or at most 3 months, at least 2. Yeah, I got that wrong last week, so I want to at least make that clear. And end of the month, I gotta figure stuff with the scheduling. I gotta get with Nocturne. Nocturne, if you're watching this, call me. We gotta figure out as far as, are you still on for Aladdin for the Sega Genesis? If we can't figure that out, I'll come with something else. But then the other week, I believe it's going to be the weekend of the 23rd. That might be a Friday show, and I will keep posted on how it's going to work. But the next viewer request is going to be on the request of ElecVerse and ElecVerse's mother, Tetris 2 for the Super Nintendo. And thank you for making that request. I'm looking forward to playing that game for sure. And then into August, we're going to have Part 2 of Parasite Eve, Part 3 of Majora's Mask. Again, holding on Nocturne's case, Sonic Mania for Xbox One. And at the end of the month, GoldenEye for its 25th anniversary. So we got our stuff going for sure on the show. Looking forward to those things. Yeah, he's reading the newspaper, they're playing Game Boy, and we got the time running out. So like, I always want to show the time over. Yeah, when you run out of that, you die. Which is fine, but I at least wanted to show that perspective. And, you know, let's look at the old way, or fine, that way. So fine, okay, there we go. We'll end on that. We'll have the great Totaka music, or yeah, Totaka's song we heard, and Kazumi Totaka's music, this wonderful theme for Super Mario Land 2. Definitely just, you feel so up, you feel so happy, you feel so, you know, exciting and so wonderful. Alright, so I guess with that, a little bit of a shorter show tonight for the purpose of that, but as I said, we're giving the game full play, so don't think that I'm gonna be, you know, in a case where I'm like, yeah, short shifting you. Yeah, we're giving the full play, so don't worry. And if there is something I missed feasibly as far as when the exits, I don't think there was. I took down everything I could to get a sense that, oh, I want to show all this off and have the viewer request. And thank you, ElecVerse, for making that request. Again, I appreciate it so much. Appreciate all the viewer requests we have for this program. Dolly Finn for you as well, for everybody out in chat. Alright, so with that, I'm going to bid you a good night for Super Old Game Saturday. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining us for, as I said, this casual hangout every Saturday night for gaming, classic gaming, remembering gaming that was big back in a past era, and realizing that, you know, there is value to it for sure still, and this definitely is the case with Super Mario Land 2. And maybe Nintendo will say that, yeah, we're going to add stuff for the Switch Online with Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. It's been rumored for a while. They released the last of the Nintendo 64 games that they announced, aside from the custom robot stuff for Japan. But, yeah, we'll see what goes on with that. And, yeah, if you have not played Super Mario Land 2, it is very good. And next time we come back to this franchise, we'll be playing Super Mario Land 3. We're going to bring Wario out. We're going to have a great time with that for sure. And, of course, next viewer request is going to be Tetris 2. Any other viewer requests you have, feel free to let us know what they are, and we will make them happen. Thank you so much for providing those requests to us for the show, or me to the show. But as I said, I say us because it's not just my show. It's our show. It's all of us. It is a community case, and I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Every single week I'll say it the same way for making that happen, so thank you so much. In that case, have a wonderful rest of your Saturday, a great weekend for the rest of it, and a great week coming forward. And with that, I will see you next week for Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. That will be on a Saturday, by the way. Oh, okay, before we end, though, Dolly Finn, you know what I like about this game? The simple graphics. They work and suit the game. And, you know what? Fine. Before we do that, before we shut the show down, and, yeah, don't worry about the idea this for, you know, keeping the show going. That's fine. I don't need to end this. You know, fine, I got killed by the goon, but we're going back in, because I want to talk about exactly what Dolly Finn is saying. Let's run through the first level again, because it is that, you know, appealing. Yeah, the graphics are simple, but they work and they suit the game, and as ElecVerse is saying, the idea that it really gives the sense of the atmosphere of what they're creating, the idea of, in a sense, the magical perspective of Mario, as far as what it is simple. You can kind of tell what everything is. You see what Mario is for that. You see the Goombas there, you see the pipes there, but it makes it very easy to understand, and something that is just very appealing and very clean. As we mentioned before, earlier in the show tonight, the idea that for the Game Boy, I mean, hey, what Nintendo did not have color for this system on itself initially, and this game didn't have color specifically either. So what are they going to do for the graphics to make them look clean and make them look simple to the point where they're also appealing, because there's the idea of simple and not looking that great, but also simple and looking great still, and that's definitely what the case of this is. We're bouncing that, getting the life. You also have a nice thing with the Calypso drums running through the enemies, hitting the bell. Yeah, that's the other thing. Just all these little touches. This is also a great looking game. It's simple, but also has some great details as far as its enemies and other stuff as well. So there you go. So yeah, let's just run through to the end, or right by the end, and get by the goal, and then I think we'll show the we will end the show. But thank you, Dolly Finn, for sure, for making that observation and getting that perspective of it for sure. In fact, you know, yeah, let's walk through the door. Yeah, and same with the music as well. Simple, but works very well and gets you going. In fact, you know what? We'll also end here and get the music going, because I want to have that great music going on. Because again, that grassland stuff. Okay. And we have, you know, ourselves scrolling along. In fact, you know what? Let's get to the end of this as well and just have this going. So, like, hey, there you go. I mean, and that's the other thing. So I'm glad in a lot of ways, you know, chat, to that. You're jumping into that. Don't think that, oh, yeah, you know what? I have to be off in time. No, I don't. It's fine. No problem. But also, as I said, the idea that, hey, we can go in deeper and say, give more of this game more love. Or give love to this game more as we go along. So there you go. Fine, we'll get the star here, because as mentioned here, just pretty much get it, stand by the right of the screen, just keep jumping. Since it's auto-scrolling, you're going to be fine. And just get lives as you go along. There you go. But yeah, you're right. So thank you for bringing it up, and thank you for also providing that insight. Because, like, hey, you know what? It's worth bringing that up. And that's the idea of the show. It is a discussion program going into the games that we love, or maybe that we haven't played or haven't played in a while, or however that might be. And it's definitely worth going to that, and is it? Another reason, as I said, why Super Mario Land 2 is a very good game. You know what? In that case, we will leave it here for the purpose of that, with the great music and the great simplistic graphics that still look great. Even like the little detail of Mario, when he gets the fire thing on his head, he has like the little feather there, or the bunny ears when you get the bunny power-up, or the carrot. Alrighty. So with that, thank you very much, chat, for providing that, for everything, and we can go into this game further for sure. And with that, with the schedule taken care of, have a great rest of your night, a great rest of your weekend, and a great week coming forward. I will see you next week at on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And by the way, we'll be a Saturday program next week, so not the Friday case. It'll probably be for Tetris 2, I think. But I'll give you updates on that as the weeks keep going. But yeah, Tetris 2 is definitely on the docket for the next viewer request. Thank you very much for making those. Thank you so much for watching the show. I'll see you next week for Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. Till then, keep being awesome, have a wonderful night, and take care.